So you wanna learn about beer? Stay tuned and never fear. They're the guys for the case, 'cause they'll tell you all about what they taste. We got Mudhole, B&Q, we loves Star Wars and grilling too. And Knox got loves baseball and board games, he's played them all. There's no place I'd rather spend the Monday nights than here, having a few chuckles and damn good beer. Now it's time for Two Beerded Guys.
They definitely should be on the list.
What is up, you sexy motherfuckers? Welcome back to an episode of the Two Beerded Guys. I'm TBG_Ops Guy.
Mudhog B&Q.
Our guest today,
Dickey, so much beer, so little time, and more recently, Indiana Beer News.
and behind the camera, the one, the only, the ever handsome.
Off-screen Matt. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I could tell he doesn't feel good.
I feel fine, just sleepy.
He's
difference.
complimentary already. Like, man.
There's a difference. All right. Plus, you know, I got a promotion offer today. It's kind of hard to be mad.
It's always good. Always
Yeah,
good.
it's kind of hard to be mad,
Yeah.
especially a significant promotion offer.
Yeah.
It's always,
Yeah.
I ain't
Well,
mad.
you've been working your ass off, brother.
I've been trying. Anyway, so we're back. We have beers. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna kick off with a banger. We're having way too much fun. Anyway, so as always, we kick off with our most anticipated beer. Matt, what are you looking forward to?
I really want to go with that first beer, the peachy bushy latte, but I'm gonna go with. I see a barrel aged Scottish Strong from Deviate over there. Usually like them. They got a pretty decent barrel stuff, so I'm gonna go with that.
That's not what I expected, John. Hey,
No.
I expected one of these two from
You're
him. You know,
Right.
John, what about you? What are you looking forward
One
to?
time.
I am looking at
John forgot to look.
the list.
John forgot to look.
Because across the table is just too far.
What's the Great Notion one?
A coffee stout.
Okay. And what's the ages one? The bottle.
Oh, this one? Fuck. It's, I never can read that fucking word. Fucking Dickey, the first word.
Goes.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a ghost?
Yeah, not a goza.
No, Goza.
It's a Goza.
Yeah,
That's what I was at.
The Belgian, not the German.
Oh, we don't like that around here.
Oh, I love these. This is
Last name's
style
very German.
that...
Gotta keep it strong.
All right.
So you don't like fun.
I am going to go what Matt's choice should have been, because this label is amazing.
The emo emu.
Emo.
I saw that.
It is great.
I don't normally choose a cold IPA to be my most anticipated.
And that
but-
looks like one of the creatures from Where the Wild Things Are,
A
really.
little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like that would fit.
Dickey, what about you?
Well, even though I did bring it, I do want to say that I'm a longtime card-carrying Fed head, so I'm excited about this collaboration called the Grateful Fed. It's a hoppy wheat ale that Burnham did with one Robert Fedderson.
Another awesome looking label.
Yes.
For me, it is going to be the Goza. Goza, he's wigweezy. I don't
Ways.
fucking know.
I hope it's good.
Words, hard, tired. It's fine. It's gonna be a good time. We have a pretty old aged beer over there, 3 or 4 years old, and the Father Tsunami's excited to try it.
I couldn't remember
I
if
don't
we
know
liked
if I
that
am.
originally or not, so that's why I didn't pick
I am,
it.
because we didn't like it the first time, so
I
Yeah.
thought so.
yeah, I'm
All
hoping
right.
it's better this time.
Because that works out
It does sometimes. It
sometimes.
does.
And I see prepared like you have no shortage of bottle openers. I like that.
Oh,
I
that's
love
an
those
understatement.
coasters, glassware.
Shit,
yeah.
I got more over here.
I'm sure you do.
We collect shit. It's fine.
Yeah. All right.
So,
No
Matt, you got
jumping
anything
some
for
of
us?
that one. Yeah, Dr. Drew's on. Says, sup, fellas? How's
Sup,
it going,
Drew?
Drew?
Drew!
Brett Pittsford is echoing you. Says, what's up, you sexy motherfuckers? And Tyler.
Nice.
And Gibbons is on. Says, looking forward to you guys drinking that Bush Latte Peach.
Hells yeah.
I'm actually really excited for that. I don't think I've tried it
What
yet.
up, Gibbons?
And it sounds good.
Rob, you the man.
I think I had the apple one before, like last year, and I was pretty impressed
Did
with
you mail
it.
shit
So
today?
I've got a story for you. So.
All right, you're good.
Yeah. The Gibbons, Martin was telling us all about that fudge story with you. This is great.
We heard he likes to steal your fudge in particular.
Yep.
So many jokes. I can't even pick one to say. Overwhelmed with options.
Our first beer is the Busch Latte Peach limited edition. These are hard to find. You know, they're limited.
Does it say limited edition?
Yes. Because it's one of their seasonals.
I love it.
Shit, it's really
This
hard.
exists in our house because Stephanie came home with a case of it and said, "Do you think this is any good?" I'm like,
Why were we crushing this at the pool over the weekend?
We did.
We did.
I had more than a few of them while we were playing wiffle ball.
Okay, I didn't know that those were still over here to be had.
So I have cousins in Pennsylvania that at a farm, and they have a pop machine that they rigged into a beer machine that was full of Busch. So I guess I can be kind of excited to drink this.
Hey, Saturday night, or Saturday, had a bunch of people over. We cooked out. We drank beer. We were just drinking Busch lattes the whole time. Not the peaches, but just bought a couple 30 racks of lattes. And
Well, you're from Middletown, so
I am not from Middletown, motherfucker.
Checks
Try
out,
again.
though. It checks out.
Don't insult me like that.
And Bush ain't a bad drinking man's beer.
By the way,
But
check
it is a bad beer.
out the newest Craft or Die glass on the Craft or Die can cam. Again, big shout out to our sponsor, Craft or Die. We love that guy. Nicholas Fate does the absolute best glassware. The 4th of July glass is possibly one of my favorites.
It's
he's ever done.
Patriotic AF, yeah.
Yeah.
It is like George Washington came back, met Hulk Hogan, and went, I approve this message.
Speaking of, did you all watch America,
Fuck yeah.
the motion picture?
It was the 4th of July. I had to.
I was just curious.
John's annual tradition.
It became John's favorite movie, and I love every bit of it.
Fantastic.
Drew says we should all be chugging a can.
That is some.
It smells good in
That is
peaches.
some peach.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage would be impressed for this.
I get it.
I think Dickey just came.
While everybody's while everybody's tasting this beer, I'll remind you guys how things are scored. Everything's done on the Untapped score sheet. We don't pay for that shit, so it's 0.25 increments. Lowest score is a 0.25. Highest score is a 5. 3 is perfectly average. Above 3, above average. Shucker. 4 or higher is seek out worthy. That means no matter where this is, how it is, we will find a way to get it. For instance, our good friends out at Burns Family Artisan Ales had a big bottle sale recently. They are in Denver, Colorado. We found a way to order some and make sure we're getting it.
Denver and his elastic orifice are making a trip. Oh, that's not it?
Anyway, got real confused there.
It's just a second, and then I was like, oh.
Anyway,
syllables.
So
so
we were going to send you, yes.
4, 7, 5, and 5 are that creme de la creme, top of the line beers. Under 3, below average, but 2 to 275 are still pretty drinkable. That is a lot of, just core beer, a lot of shit that's maybe good, but something's a little bit wrong, like they shot for something and didn't quite get there. That can end up in that.
Not bad.
Under 2, now you're getting that 1 to 175, and that's now, I paid for it, my buddy paid for it, something, I'll fucking drink it, whatever. It's beer, I'll drink it. And under 1 is drain poor quality beer. That is the shit of the shit. You are not drinking that shit on your best day. Except on this show, we don't worry about our best day because mamas didn't raise no bitches on this show, and we don't drain pour a piece of fucking beer out of here. I was trying to come up with something new, and then my words got ahead of my brain.
Yeah, the piece of beer.
Yeah. I knew what I was saying. It didn't. Nah.
I wasn't listening anyway.
I call myself out for it. So that is what it is. Now on to the Busch Latte.
Brett says, don't forget Tickles Your Elmo if it's in that 4755 range. And Gibbons says, speaking of chugging one, release the Krakens. Remember we had those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very artificial peach flavor, but other than
Well, it's Busch.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Artificial, but it doesn't taste bad. Like,
Done well. It doesn't taste like a peach ring.
Yeah.
Right.
It's artificial, but doesn't coat my tongue.
Right.
Extremely chuggable. Great on a hot day.
I think it's serves its purpose.
Got some hearts from EB showing some love.
Hey, for people who don't want to drink a light beer but need to drink a light beer,
Yeah.
the flavor's there.
Yeah.
It's pool beer.
It is.
This is pool, lake, mower beer.
Drunk
like,
wiffle ball. Well, maybe the wiffle ball part of it. I don't know how much drunk you get with this, but
you would do it like this, you do it like that, do it with a wiffle ball bat.
Oh, yeah. It's not what I was thinking. But yeah.
Yeah.
Solid beer for what it is.
Yeah.
This is not craft beer.
No.
This is mass market Busch Latte with some fucking peach in it.
Yeah.
But could you imagine like slicing a peach ring for a garnish on the side of it, kind of class it up
It'd
a
be
little
kind
bit?
of fun.
Yeah.
Trailer park class.
Put a little sugar rim on it.
I'd go Tahine, but okay.
Hey.
But
But
just the one slice of the peach though.
No, a tahine,
sugar rim with a tahine coated peach ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Like take the peach ring and coat it in tahine. I would actually do the tahine then, and I'm not a tahine
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, that's Funky Town.
That'd be kind
Yeah,
of fun.
that'd be
God,
good.
I want to class up a Busch Latte peach now and serve them as cocktails to people.
Let me go to the store.
Next time we have people over, John, we just start serving cocktails and it's just Busch Lattes with.
I would sponsor that.
It'd be a good time. So yeah, that's how all this works. John, you are the first to score it. Anybody have anything else to say about it?
I appreciate you trying to buy me some time, but I was just ordering peach rings, so. No, it's. Listen, it was kind of a joke to have it on, but we wanted a light beer or lager to start with, and I was like, well, we got it, let's do it. I honestly, I'll give it a 3.75. If I'm in the store and I'm just like, dude, I just want something crushable, and I see that there, I'm gonna pick it up. Would I search it out necessarily? No, but yeah,
It is limited edition.
I'll go 3.75.
Got to get it while you can,
That's
man.
good. For what it is, it serves its purpose.
Dickey.
I'd say about 350 because I didn't quite appreciate the peach. I thought the peach flavor was just a little bit off, but I mean it was refreshing because it did add a lot to what would otherwise just be Busch Light.
It's not like it's a bad thing though.
I'm not trying to sound like a beer snob, but if I want to drink a light beer, I'm gonna drink some. I'm gonna
Oh, he's
drink,
going Keystones.
I'm gonna drink the light beer at Metazoa or something.
Ah. So I do prefer a Stone to a Busch, but I'll take a Busch.
Mick Ultras.
Yeah, but that's like the next tier.
That's
up.
my
Like,
light beer choice anymore.
That's not like the cheap.
If
Swill
I'm not
like those
drinking
two.
like Hellas lagers and shit like that, if I'm just doing mass market domestics, Michelob, baby. Give me that Mick Ultra. But for this beer this time, I give it a 3.25, which gives it a 3.5 average.
There it is.
Solid, crushable summer beer.
Yeah.
I did notice the other day when we drank them, after about 3, that peach became a lot for me.
Oh, really?
Didn't mean I stopped. I just started switching in like a Banquet or a Mick Ultra or something in between, and then go back and get another one.
Who was it? Was it Bud Light that did like the lemons and the limes and all that?
Yeah, the Bud Light Lime and shit.
The lemon was actually
Not bad.
not bad.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the Busch Light Peach.
No, the last time I had a peach was one of those.
Yeah.
The peach Bud
Yeah.
Light. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on.
The Bud Light Orange was pretty fucking good. I
I knew he
remember
was
that
gonna
one.
do it. He always says that when we get on the top. Look at those mass market fruit beers.
I drank the shit out of the Bud Light Orange.
Dude. We needed a mass market flavored
That be our next.
beer event.
Oh God, John.
What were we taking to the barbecue?
Oh.
Light bulb.
Yup. Hard Mountain Dews.
Tyler's working.
Can we get this over here yet?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I knew they were coming. I didn't know if they.
There.
Remember, everybody bought some. It was in the group
Evidently,
chat.
It did not.
I did not.
Homeboy, don't pay attention to the group chat.
Sometimes.
I can't.
Dude, you go for there, Chiefer.
One of the better bottle openers than that one. That one's great for cutting the wax, but I hate opening with it.
Fair enough.
And normally the Revolution one's next to me, and it wasn't. It's all the way over there.
I'm hating this, aren't I?
Yes. At least by the smell,
Just
yes.
go ahead and give me a light pour on that one.
Double the pour for Matt. Got it. Tyler's excited. What were you about to say, John?
I don't remember.
So, Anderson on Tap is the most recent event we were at. Very, very solid event. Whoops.
A very wet, solid event.
The end was wet. It stopped raining before the start of the event, which was nice. And then
Somebody got to go home with some Perry Mead.
And then the end, of course, started fucking pouring a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was a really fun event again this year. Lot of great things to drink. Dickey, what did you enjoy the most of? Damn it, I forgot. I pulled that to side specifically not to give him any more. And then
Continue.
gave him some.
Just hates me.
Dickey, what was it at the event that you really enjoyed?
Well, besides my friends at the Tipsy Terrier, I'm really impressed with the homebrew production of their beer, and they're this close to being a brick and mortar. And he makes a solid Hefeweizen. I know that that shouldn't necessarily be someone's best beer, but that's the one he's already bottled, and I like where he's going because he is basically learned German style beers, and he's doing them well.
Mm-hmm. I did get a chance to try a couple of his. I had him at Newcastle as well, and they make good beers.
Brett asks, isn't it usually wet in the end at Anderson?
Yes.
Hey, we got Stefan on. What's up, Stefan?
What's up, Steph?
Deschutes Brewery 2020 Reserve. This is the Ages. Guza-inspired multi-year blending shapes a wild brew brimming with hints of savory, fruity esters, and spicy, tangy pear and white pepper flavors. Bottled on 2/26 of 2020. And I have no idea. 7.4% ABV.
You said 2020? 2020?
Yes.
Oh. Does that add or take away from confidence on this?
No ads.
That's tasty.
Flip beer.
I was like, yeah, Matt's not gonna like this one. Not only is it that tartness of a goza that I like, but also it's got that foot.
You said that was 2022?
2020.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
I mean, at the very end, some of the flavors are kind of, they're like that grape and stuff, but
That is a pretty, pretty beer.
Gotten some pretty good marks on
It's got some good complexity to it. Covered up a little bit by some of the funkiness, but
See, you really get that pear. It's a lighter fruit flavor. The funk's there, but not over the top to me. Nice tartness. Little bit of like a bite at the end.
little jowl kick right here.
the pepper is very subtle.
That is a pleasant beer.
yeah.
It's aged well.
Mm-hmm.
And you could probably sit in that, to be honest, for
Oh, yeah.
another 5.
It's my favorite part about that style of beer. If it's done well, it can sit.
It'll sit.
Because those Cascade ones, the sours from Northwest, I'm sitting on 2015s that are still drinking well.
Oh, I believe it. We have a bunch of Freem that we've been sitting on for a couple years, and every time we open one, they're always good.
Yeah.
The Freems.
About Freems.
Oh, man. Deschutes nailed that thing.
They did. They did a good job.
Gibbon says, sorry, his sister called. He heard something about his fudge, though.
Dickey likes packing it.
We heard there was a dirty fudge stealer.
Guiltiest.
I would say Gibbons is the one that packed it. I think he
fair.
just stole some of it.
Yeah, to be fair, he offered
be
some to Monica. And then he basically left it on the hop lord table, just daring me. I'm sorry, I'm a kid in a candy store at a beer festival, literally.
Right? Yeah. It's true. I've seen it there.
That is true.
You guys were there.
So while we're drinking this, looks like you came with some homework that you did. What did you bring with you today, Dickey?
Well,
What is near and dear to your heart?
well, I like visiting breweries all over the country, and
Do you now?
Yeah, I'll be in Traverse City later this week. Robert, I'm going to get you some cherry pie hole. Don't worry. And
Oh, that's just fun. He also says you should have tried his fudge-filled devil's food cake with bacon.
Well, you get to try his cherry pie.
I might,
yeah. But anyway, so
Everyone else hearing warrant in the back of their head.
before I branched out or anything during COVID, I got the idea that I needed to visit every single brewery in Indiana because I wanted to make it relevant. And so when I started, I thought there was only about 120, and it ended up being close to 180. Some breweries that I visited, it really was their 11th hour. Like there was a place, Backroads up in LaPorte, that were, after like 25 years, they were one of the OGs back in the 90s. They were basically just ending, and so I got to see them like when they were finishing their work. And then there was a guy down in Liberty.
Excuse me.
He had a British style bar, and the name is escaping me right now, but he had a 5-year plan. I was there on a Friday night. The place was packed, but he was only going to do it for 5 years. And so that was cool. So I got to travel all over the state. Getting to some of these breweries was half the fun. And there's places like Patoka Lake, Jasonville. I mean, these are some places I've visited since then, but there's breweries in little towns all over. And some of them are some of the most exciting beer you'll ever try. Not necessarily because it's high quality, but it's just darn interesting, and it's at a really cool place. We were talking about a brewery, and I'm so sorry, guys, I forgot to bring the hairy stuff, but Wauwaka, Indiana is a tiny little town about an hour west of Fort Wayne, and Aaron Stuff is making some amazing beer. So if you live up north, you probably already know about it, but everybody else needs to know about hairy stuff as well.
So you
yeah.
wanted to go visit these breweries, and you just want to just drink their beer, or what do you do? Like you said, you wanted to promote things, and
well, I kind of like the fact that we have 180 breweries, give or take, in Indiana, and most people haven't had a chance to try them all. So I like to see what's going on, and for the most part, I'm going to say that about 80% of them are making drinkable beer. 90% of them are making beer that people like, and there's only a handful that, I just think need to tweak their game a little bit. And we all know those ones, and they don't need to be mentioned, but is a big state. And when I think a lot of the people are talking about beer in northern Indiana and central Indiana, they forget a lot about southern Indiana. And Terry Beagle is the beer writer that basically has a Facebook page for the southern Indiana breweries. And because the population isn't as big, the breweries down there don't get the same love. But like Damsel, Our Lady of Perpetual Hops, Floyd County, Great Crescent, there's some great breweries down there.
I'm a big fan of Our Lady.
Yeah.
I like their branding. I like their beer. I really like their branding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. They were having an arm wrestling competition.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But what kind of promoted me wanting to be here was an article was written by a man at Wish TV with listing the 25 best breweries in Indiana. And I took a look at the list. Some of the breweries are not open anymore or not brewing beer. The Wood Shop is actually part of Upland, so I don't really think they should get two entries. Some of these breweries, I'm like, I don't even consider them to be breweries first and foremost. Like, he picked the best brewery in the state to be Urban Vines up in Westfield. And they make wine and they make beer on the side, but there's at least two other breweries in Westfield alone that I'd put on the list before them.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I actually asked him. I sent him an email because it said right on the thing, "Let me know what you think." And I said, "I've actually been to all the breweries," and I said, "How many have you actually been to?" And I never heard back. So I'm wondering if he actually has ever set foot in a brewery.
Well, the list was based on average ratings, and he went through the reviews on it. I think it was just like Google or something, and looked at reviews. Because if you look, it's done literally like there's 5 reviews. So whatever he used, it's not something that's a normal. It looks like a Google review or a Indeed review or something.
Yeah, but the Evansville Brew House doesn't. I mean, that's Haney's Corner. He doesn't even have the right name for the place.
It's a incomplete list. It's a not well researched list, in my opinion. I think he went off whatever metric he was using and just done. But what I loved about it is breweries in Indiana are struggling a lot across the board. There's a reason we see more closings than openings right now.
Yeah.
So anytime we can throw on something that's mass market, so the news, especially a bigger news channel that's mass market,
yes,
love the fact that somebody was picking that up. And whether the nice thing about controversial, you were fired up. I remember right after that damn list came out, we ran into you at Anderson, and you were fired up. But you know what? We're still talking about it. Other people were the same way. I've seen all the beer pages. People bitched and bitched and bitched, but it kept them talking, which means people who haven't heard of some of these probably even the ones that they got the names wrong are like looking it up and going, wait, that's not the right name. Oh, fuck, this sounds cool, because now they're rabbit holing.
So that when something like this fires you up, that's a good thing too?
Oh, yeah, I think it's a great thing. It's a terrible list, but I think it's a
yeah.
good thing.
Yeah.
The second largest brewery in Indiana is not on the list.
Yeah,
So,
Sun King is not on there, neither is anything from Southern Indiana,
Yeah.
which is my point.
so
Yeah.
It does get the conversation going, put some limelight on there. I kind of see that. The no such thing as bad press kind of mentality. Puts the bridge at the forefront. So I see your point. I think you got a good kind of point to it there.
Considering I write about beer for a hobby, and I promote beer, and I agree with you. I told him that he's creating conversation, and that's only a good thing for craft beer. So at the end of the day, we can be happy that he's doing that. I just would like maybe next time to get have somebody who actually visits the breweries do this.
now I will say having Sun King on there twice, Upland essentially on there twice, was a weird choice.
Yeah. It is. I'm not going to pretend to know how, like, newsrooms work. I'm assuming he got an assignment.
Yeah.
And he's like, how am I going to figure this out? And he
just asked AI, and boom, that's why we got the mistypes in the multiple places.
But it wouldn't have been a lot more fun to actually go out and visit breweries.
I mean,
Yeah.
but Indiana takes a while to drive the length of.
And I did that. I will tell you that Indiana was a fun state to visit.
But this was hey, you have a 1 week deadline to submit the story.
Probably. Yep.
Like, and I can imagine in today's world, reporters don't have that big of a budget.
And how long
Especially not for something like that.
from start to finish, how long did it take you to go through the whole state in those 180 brewers, Dickey? Roughly.
Well, I spent about 5 months basically knocking out the breweries that I didn't get to early in the year, and I went to all four corners.
Sure.
And on the 11th hour, on 31st of this was 2020, I visited the good people in Lakeville at the Lakeville Brew Crew, and then I got over to
Might be a shirt over there.
I'm wearing one of the Mario Kart shirts.
and then I got over to Wild Rose over in Griffith.
We didn't rate this either.
No, that's why it's still there to remind me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I finished at Viking, and he was just locking up when I got there, and I sat in an empty tap room, and he was nice enough to let me try a bunch of stuff, and they all tasted like Berliner Weisses with Jolly Ranchers in them.
Yeah.
And he is no longer with us. That brewery folded, but
I say, all right, Special Tesla Wallet Watch, may he rest in peace.
All right, so we just drank the 2020 Ages
Yep.
from Deschutes. Fucking solid beer. You're first to score it this time, Dickey.
all right, I'm gonna give that a 4.25.
I'm right there with him, 4.25.
It's really funny because I sat down thinking, what am I going to give it? 4.25 sounds right.
Like it's
Yeah.
just perfect.
Yeah, it's a really good beer. It's not my top of sours, but I think it's done really well. I would happily go search that out and drink it again.
Absolutely. Matt, I didn't ask you necessarily on the Busch Latte, but what would you have given this?
I'd rather score the Busch Latte.
You can do both, but you're starting with this one.
I don't know, man. Like, I can appreciate some of the flavors in there, but I'm definitely not the guy to drink this. Like, trying to meet between what it deserves and where I'd put it.
Hey, some people don't like this style. They want to hear your opinion too.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5. Kind of meeting on where I'd put it and where it should be.
You know, it's funny because we talk about that. I've had people come to me and be like, yo, actually, I like hearing Matt's scores because his flavor profiles tend to be similar to mine. So,
Yup.
whoever this was, they were like, they like to get Matt's.
I got a good tongue. What can I say?
You don't. But
Now that peach bush though, that'd be a 4 all day ray for this buddy. I want some more of that shit.
On that one.
Yeah, that's a summer crusher, man. I need some of that in my life.
He's the guy that gives Keystone a 5, so you know.
I think the
Keystone
amount
or
of
Keystone
beer
Light?
you drink has to count for something. That is by far my favorite beer.
I mean, it tingles the jingles.
I mean, Keystone is the deluxe Coors product.
Twix my tweeter, tickles my elbow.
Get out.
Yeah.
Does it fly my plane, Tyler? Gibbons says, oh my gosh, this guy writing the article didn't even cross-reference Google reviews and Untapped scores. Sloppy.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, right, Rob. I'm right there with you. And I did. Rob does know sloppy, so I
I thought Mudhog knew sloppy.
It gets sloppy, baby.
Different kind of sloppy.
Oh, yeah. That's was great.
I love it.
What's that next beer, Tyler?
All right, our next beer is from Burnham Brewing
If you got them, burn them.
and Off Square. So a nice little collab.
Oh, combo.
There's another with Robert Feddersen.
He doesn't own a brewery. This is the Grateful Fed Hoppy Wheat Ale. This collab between Off Square, Burnham, and Robert Rolf Feddersen will make you grateful you chose this beer. Come on now. Happy Wheat Ale hopped with Centennial Salvo, Lemon Drop, and Sabro dry hopped with Sabro and Lemon Drop. 6% ABV.
Did they double down on that?
Yes.
Well, it's been all over the Instagram pages. They've been working on this, and this is a special event. And
I'm excited to try it.
so just so people who don't know about Robert Feddersen, he plays exclusively at breweries. And I caught him last Saturday night at Metazoa, and I think he might have played Off Square earlier. He plays, because that's in his hometown of Crown Point. Yeah, he gets around.
For those that might be interested, what style of music is he? Is he kind of covers a little bit of everything?
It's the Grateful.
He's kind of folky, and I mean, if Jimmy Buffett had been a heavy metal artist instead of a beach bum, you would get the whole Feddersen thing, and because he was in a band called Loudmouth, and
Will you hand Matt his beer there, John?
Yeah.
but that "come on now" is his catchphrase. So
Okay.
I say as we're about to drink this,
He looks like an old hippie musician.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Definitely
Come
got a lot
on
of glare
now.
on that screen on camera. Cody Moon just jumped out and said, "Look at that fool in the middle."
Cody!
He says those other two are pretty dope, though.
who's Cody Higgins?
Cody Moon.
Cody Moon.
Yeah, you came really close to hitting the Mr. T there. Like, look at that foo. You put the L in there. You could have dropped that, man. Remember that for next time. I put it in foo.
You could have just read it correctly.
Well, tell Cody I won't write any more articles about him. If he keeps
Why
that
would you miss an opportunity to hit a
Promise?
Mr. T?
up. Oh,
All right. So, yeah.
I miss you, Cody. I haven't seen you in a while.
Where did we see him last?
Last time I saw him with Death and Taxes.
That's probably about right.
I didn't see him at Death and Taxes, I don't think.
Yeah, he came over.
Did he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Was I there when he came
Yes.
over? Okay.
And you went to talk to him, actually.
Oh, that's true. You're right. I was busy that day. EB had me moving around.
All right. So, first thing, it doesn't have a very good malty base. It's kind of watery.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I actually enjoy the hop flavors in this.
It's nice citrusy, like.
It's kind of danky.
Nah.
The fuck?
It's more like you're smelling bong water than danky.
Yeah.
It's like very diluted.
The nose is better than the flavor, in my opinion.
I think it drinks more like a session pale ale than a Hefeweizen.
It's a hoppy wheat. Remember that.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
So that's why it's a little thinner.
Yeah, I guess the wheat would kind of, tame out some of the hop-ish stuff. I guess hoppy wheat means it should still be there.
The hops are not my flavor profile, but not bad.
I guess I don't like wheat beers, and I guess it's helping drown out some of the wheat spiciness that I don't like.
The body is hard to get over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, look at that body.
First thing I noticed, and that's huh. I think it's drinkable.
Yeah, well, I remember when Robert gave that to me, he said, "Don't hold back." So.
Yeah, no, I love the logo. The label art's fucking fantastic.
If you're a deadhead, it's a Can Horror 12 for you.
Yeah, that label art's fantastic.
I did get more of the wheat spice in the big gulp.
Everything feels like it's supposed to have more there.
Yeah.
The flavor feels like there's supposed to be more there. The body feels like there's supposed to be more there. Hell, even the nose that I like still feels like it's supposed to be more there. Nothing feels complete about this beer. It's like when you're doing your test batch. So say you're a brewery that does test batches. It's batch number 1. It's the one before, or maybe 3. It's number 3. Where you've zeroed in a little bit on a flavor profile, but you're not there yet. That's what it feels like to me.
I think that's fair.
And so, work in progress, definitely. but it's good. I mean, he's getting there. Like, they should do that again, but tweak it a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're on the right path. I would just work on the grain bill. I mean, I know it's a wheat beer. Those aren't even really necessarily medium bodied, but I think it needs it a little bit.
I would say
I think the flavor will pop more if it has a better body.
Yeah, I think so. It just needs to be able to support. I like the hop flavor profiles in it. I like the hops they used. I couldn't necessarily sit here and tell you what they used because I'm not that way with hops, but
Well, I told you, but
when
it required me listening.
yeah. But when I got more hops than anything, this is like just a baby gumball head.
a very, very, very baby. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Drinkable. And I'm gonna give it a 2.25.
I think that's I'm a 2.5. I think they didn't quite nail it. I can't call it average. I think there's a couple issues that are wrong with it. It's not a bad beer by any means whatsoever. I would encourage them, continue to make it and work on it, and it has some really good potential.
And Dickey?
I'm torn between a 2.5 and 2.75, but I probably will go so we can average it out. I'll go 2.75.
Yeah.
But everything with that, I like the flavor of the hops. It was great, but I just thought they did kind of overpower everything else, and so I agree with what everybody said about the body, because I think a different grain bill might be interesting. Sorry not to have much of an
A
original thought.
workout.
No, but sometimes that's. I mean, when we say what we say about a beer, sometimes it's hard to come up with something different because that is our thoughts on it, and I think I don't think we're wrong in those thoughts.
No.
I think.
What was their name?
Who?
That band.
That sings Girl Looking At Me.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh,
When I walk in the club.
yeah, that was Ream's jam, like that whole album for like that summer.
LMAO.
LMFAO, that was it. Yeah, John for the
Shit in
win.
my pants, and I ain't afraid to show it.
And
Show it,
Gibbons
show it.
says RRF has a gold record for his song "Fly" on the Varsity Blues soundtrack, not to be confused apparently with Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
Song
Nice.
"Fly."
Wait, Varsity Blues is in one of the greatest sports movies of all time?
I don't want your life. Apparently, but
Love that fucking movie.
and Cody says he's been busy with a baby, so he gets a little bit of a pass.
No, he doesn't. Excuses, motherfucker.
So you had a baby during the summertime?
Hey, you're supposed to wait till September. That's when you have a baby. That's when all.
Also,
Yeah.
how much money are you making in
I don't know if
royalties
this
for
is
having a
band.
baby
That's,
yourself, Cody? That's
Wilson's
impressive.
band, so yes, he does have a song on the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
He said busy with baby, not that he had the baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Clarify.
There's proof right there. When
I mean, I believe you.
No. I like how much research Robert's willing to do. Or I'm missing Rob.
Yeah, Robert, it's so formal.
Robert's giving.
Well, I mean, he still makes fudge.
That's definitely after he got his haircut, Robert. You know.
Lots of love.
It was Rob. Then it was Robert.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. I'll carry your luggage.
I remember one time I was
firm
at a
handshake,
pop
sir.
station with a girlfriend at the time, and he gave her a Rice Krispie treat, and she thought, this guy's creepy.
I feel like that has to be a sex position.
What, the Rice Krispie treat?
I feel like that has to be on Urban.
That's the Urban Dictionary at the
We can
break.
make that up and make sure it's on there.
If it's not,
Like,
No rinse.
I feel like not this time. It's not needed.
I mean, it's definitely involves something until you start cracking.
I was at the
feel,
bar with my girl, and my buddy gave her a Rice Krispie treat.
like I feel like that has to be.
I mean, well, something about your back popping, right? Like pop, 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 pop.
Well,
No, that's just Rice Krispies.
snap, crackle, pop.
Whoop, missed. That splashed out weird. Also part of the Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah,
Yo.
Evie says, "Crack it fine, Big T."
Yeah.
so real quick, as we drink this beer, are you guys planning on attending the Way Out Festival this year?
Unfortunately, no, I cannot make it.
Okay, well,
Every year,
I'm not
they
bitter or
schedule-
anything.
They schedule the Way Out Festival at the
doesn't
same
sound like
time
it.
as the Noblesville Barbecue, which is an event I go to every year and make barbecue at. So
And it's the first year that I'm available, and I could have gone to Way Out, and John's making me go to Noblesville.
yep.
well,
But the Brubicoo's really fun, though.
So is
He's
the
not
way
even
out.
going to show up for the fun part, though.
So is the way out, huh?
Fuck, no, I'm not.
He's not going to show up for the fun part.
My house is sleeping in.
Go to way out.
Really?
No.
Damn it. All right.
I've drank this beer a lot. It's a solid.
All right, so this is Pax Verum's Digital Urn New England style pale ale. That sounds gross. Both the New England and the urn part. This beer is unfiltered. Sediment may occur. Brewed and canned. Blah 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 blah. Roll the can. Did that. Sayaz Calypso and Idaho 7 hops. 5.7% ABV. Only 35 IBU.
Did you say Seos?
Yeah.
Seos?
Sayaz. So much more fun.
I definitely heard Calypso. That's the bad guy from
When do they grow
Twisted
Seos
Metal, right?
and Akron?
Callista and Calypso both hops. Both of those are in there.
And
Calypso is Callista's.
Also brewed with Phantasm.
it's phantasmic. EB says, bring the truth down from the Pell. And Gibbon says, Tyler, ask your mother. And isn't Noblesville like 15 minutes from the Pell? Dip out, dip back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not one of those events.
Yeah,
I'm
this
literally
you
there
started.
from like 5 a.m.
Yeah,
to
but
9
see,
Yeah.
p.m.
I'm not cooking, so
That's where all the fun's at, buddy. You're missing
That is
out.
definitely where all the fun is.
Getting
at.
lectures from the CDC and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's well, I did buy a hand washing station.
You
this
did,
year,
yeah. So she can suck
It'll be
it,
good there.
just like England.
Yeah.
you know what? I'll give it to him. That's not a bad beer.
This smells very earthy, just smelling it. Like,
I didn't get much on the nose, I'll be honest.
and also mine looks a little bit more fluorescent than you guys. I don't know why.
You're
how-
directly next to the light.
Okay, well, mine looks like Mountain Dew.
I mean, I disagree. I'm seeing it from this angle.
Oh,
See, you know it's a decent IPA when Matt makes that face.
ah,
Actually, not true. He does love IPAs now.
ugh, like dirt.
It's that Idaho 7, you know, that farm dirt.
Yeah, that potato hop.
There was a method to his madness in how we're drinking its order.
Yeah, there is.
I never doubted that, but I'm.
A couple times we've been chaotic and
Usually when Matt picks the order.
But it's so much fun that way.
yeah.
Start off with a 15%. Yeah, why the fuck not?
Or would I give zero fucks? There have been a couple episodes where I'm just like, here's
Fuck
the
it.
beer.
Where you're willing to kill your taste buds early so that nothing else tastes like it should.
We've done that.
Yeah,
We've
you
done all
know, if you
sorts
go
of
from
weird
like
shit.
IPA to a stout, it's like a palate cleanser and vice versa, back and forth. You really get a full crisp flavor out of it.
It's like a deviant bottle share.
You have 3 IPAs in a row. They all kind of taste the same, except for this one. This one tastes like dirt.
This isn't bad.
So I want to comment on that because I have another friend that's Cody Higgins up at Wedgwood, and back when during COVID when they were just basically brewing out of the side of the building that would now be their where their tap room is, I basically asked for his best beer and he gave me a mixed 4-pack, and every single one was a different IPA, and I remember at a bottle share we opened them all up, and they had cool names like 2 turntables and a microphone and stuff
Where it's
like that.
at?
Yep. And these beers were where it was at, and he's the other brewer that I think just can churn out these IPAs. Pax Verum is known for making good IPAs and good pale ales, and they have quite a few on their list. If you go up to visit them in Lapel, you'll have a lot, and you can also visit them down at the Provisional Kitchen downtown.
Yeah.
That's basically one of their tap rooms as well.
So this pale ale is supposed to be pungent and dank with an intense haze. Check on the intense haze. Super soft pillow-like mouthfeel.
It is.
I'll give it that.
Yeah,
Citrusy lemon, orange, and grapefruit notes.
kind of.
Slightly crisp finish that hits on all senses.
I'm not getting quite the crispness. I was going to say it seems a little undercarbed. Not that IPAs are very carbonated anyway, but I think it could use a little bit more to help with that crispness.
The one flavor I would like to pop a little more, that's supposedly something that's supposed to be there, is that grapefruit. I think that would bring out a lot more notes in the beer.
Very subtle, the grapefruit.
I think just a little bit more carb would open it all up.
It's very possible. I enjoy the flavor profile of this better than the hoppy wheat we just had, but I still feel like, and I'm going to use almost something word for word what I just said, it still feels like it's missing. It feels like it's supposed to have more. That's 2 straight beers to me that I feel like they went, well, that's close enough. I'm done doing the shit on this. This will work. People will buy it.
You pulling the old not Heath Ledger. What the fuck was that? Knight's Tale. You've been weighed. You've been measured. You've been found wanting.
Supposedly, we watched that one time for a movie review.
Oh, we watched you. You watched it. 2 Two of us remember, one of us don't. It was the most magical movie
I
watching
go
experience.
first on this one, right?
Yes, dear.
Yes, I'm kind of with you on that. It does feel like it got rushed just a little bit. Like, okay, we didn't finish it quite to our standards and expectations. I think it's good, but I'm going to give it a 3. I think they're capable of a lot more than that. I think this beer done right is a higher score, but this beer, this can, I think it's a 3.
Dickey?
I think it's an average.
I'm just a big fan of this particular beer, and I think for just being a hazy, it does what it's supposed to. It's not the most exciting hazy, but it definitely is on par for the course. I give it a 3.5.
I'm going to give it a 3. I agree with John. I get where you're coming from. For me, it's the definition of average. It's not as, like, it wasn't below average like the last one. I think they hit the marks to keep it average. It is, like you said, it's a New England.
Yeah.
But my problem is if you're going to use things like Phantasm powder, if you're going to use things like multiple hops, especially some that aren't that common around here, why be happy with just it's a hazy? If you're going to use some shit that costs extra money, if you're going to use some shit that adds to something, do it.
Yeah.
Make that thing go for broke. This beer should be one that they should make to either be a 5 or a 2. Like, I would go for fucking broke, and if I missed it, I failed. Not...
Have you had anything with Phantasm that just blew your mind?
No, but that's what I'm saying. But it's not just the Phantasm. They have
not.
Calypso hops in it. They have... Like, there's a lot of shit that you don't get a ton of.
Because I'm sitting there thinking about some other places, I'm not going to name them, that I've had the Phantasm, and I did the beer, and I'm like, eh. So
I agree.
maybe they just expect it to do more.
But
see,
that means you're not test batching it, because you should know if it's going to do more.
Well, and to what I stated, like, I don't think the hops is where they went wrong. I think there was just some things in the crafting of the beer itself is where they failed at it. I think they failed their hops. I think if they craft that beer correctly, this is a 3.75 4 or greater. I like the flavors of the hops. They just, to me, missed a little bit in the crafting of it. I.e., it was a little under carb, a little slightly underwhelming in some things.
But that's the best part about craft beer. Everybody has a little slightly different palate. I mean, guys who could score it the same might even say different things about it. You know, that's been something we've learned even more from Smell On, is you can taste different things while still technically saying the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, different off flavors, not that there was any in this.
No.
Yeah.
But different off flavors could be described in 7 different ways, and you're still describing the same off flavor. So, with beer in general, craft beer, anything like that, there's going to be people that, even if you score the same, and we were all, you like it more than we do, and yet we were only half a point away from each other.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those kind of, yeah, but we all kind of said the same thing. You like it a little more, we like it a little less, but it's still in that kind of realm, and that's what's fun about doing what we do and getting to meet all the craft beer drinkers that we meet, and, you know, promoting craft beer as a whole. The one thing we always try to be is dead honest. We can be given free beer from one of our favorite breweries, and we can trash the ever-living fuck out of it. Poor Hog Molly, that happened to them one time. And they're one of our favorite breweries and consistently make some of our favorite beer.
Yeah.
And yet, they gave us one that we just fucking drubbed.
They're like, well, shit.
And then the next one we had by them, we loved it. Like, it was just that beer that time. It was...
Yeah.
We fucking ran that thing through the cleaner. River North, we've done the same thing too. Like, we're honest.
And like with your lists, everything's subjective, right? We try to quantify it a little bit. We try to have a logical rating system for it, but it is still subjective.
I wrote a blog about that.
And we've talked about it many times in our location visits.
Yeah.
A lot of what goes into, like, when we do our write-ups, yeah, we talk about the beer, but anybody that ever reads one of our write-ups, the beer's usually the backstory of the brewery for us.
Yeah.
We talk about the atmosphere, what's going on, the people, the staff. Yeah, we'll talk about the beer. There's usually a paragraph about the beer, but a lot of the stuff we do is very much location-based, because John and I fell in love with a brewery that makes some of the worst beer in the state of Indiana.
Yep.
And even in their heyday, wasn't making great beer by any stretch. But we love the people and the atmosphere, and that's how we all three met.
Yeah.
And, you know, we can go past the flaws of a beer if we like the people and atmosphere.
Yeah.
So
Atmosphere
that's
makes up
why
for a
these
lot,
lists are
yeah.
also a little more subjective. And when people try to get too quantifiable and they start using numbers that they didn't come up with themselves, they're just pulling something off the internet, you miss things like the second largest brewery in Indiana because people never give Sun King its due.
Right.
And again, they make bad beer. Every brewery, especially
Every
at that
brewery
size, you're going to make some bad beer.
But they've got 3 brewers in 3 different locations churning out good beer. And when we didn't do the show last week, I ended up at their Fisher's location, and I tried some really good beer.
Some of their, and especially some of their smaller craft batch
Yeah, that's
stuff,
where they really shine.
love doing it. And their newer big stuff, and again, we're about to have one, and it could be garbage.
We'll see.
But some of their multi-packs anymore, I love what they're doing with their IPAs. They've changed a lot of their stuff. A lot of things are going really, really well.
I see Smoke convinced Dave to do a pickle beer.
I saw that. But, guys,
So excited.
With that being said, we scored this. It's great. Matt, well, it's a beer. Matt, what would you give it?
Well, before I get my score, Gibbons, I don't know if he's helping me or hurting me, but he says, it doesn't taste like dirt. The flavors are just muddy. I think he was going for one of these. But I would give that one a 2. I'm going to be like, the IPA fan over here, like that was too IPA for me, man. Like that was just straight hop, dirt, earthy, not my bag at all. I could put that down, but I would not enjoy it. And Brett says, playing games. Did I miss the emo beer? You are perfectly on time, sir.
So we're getting ready to take our break, Brett, but we will come right back with the emo beer.
Almost perfectly on time, sir.
We'll be right back, guys.
So
Break. Where's that?
I want to get that.
BRB, there it is.
On this.
Oh, sure.
if you go to
That is freaking badass.
Untapped, I liked it.
It's not changing, John.
lids and nothing hides. Two bearded guys. Oh yes, they are two bearded guys. Oh yes, they are two bearded guys. Oh yes, they are two bearded guys. Oh yes, they are.
You kept trying.
Yeah.
You did get that.
I mean, the way this everything was sold up was like, this place is so great. I'm like, it has to be the
This
beers we're
place
having.
doesn't get enough love.
Who is it?
Foreign local.
Foreign local.
Oh yeah. What is up? Welcome back. We're just debating beer over here on the mid screen.
It's always fun because I think it gets to the, are you rating beer? Are you rating the entire experience? It's like there's so much different criteria you can bring into.
Which, when we were starting to
Your
talk about that
list.
before the show we didn't do last week, I was like, what are the criteria? Do they go off just strictly the beer? Is it scores on tap? Is it like how would you quantify a
And that's
score?
why we say so often, this beer this time on the show.
Yes.
Because no matter where it comes from, again, it could be from our best friends in the industry, this beer this time on the show. Now, when we're doing our write-ups, when we're doing our other stuff, now it's the whole package.
That's all,
We're highlight the whole package. On the show, it is meant this beer this time.
You know, some packages are just a huge package.
And sometimes it's
Sometimes
cold.
it's a letdown.
Hey, sometimes it's cold and they're small, all right?
I was in the pool. Gibbons says it's perfectly fine to make a bad beer, but releasing bad beer is a different story.
Yes and no. In today's economy, if you can market it well enough and still sell it,
Yeah.
fucking do it.
It came out buttery. Let's market it as a popcorn beer.
You
Dude,
tell a brewer that his beer tastes buttery, and you get some weird looks.
When you've had 200 barrels of a beer that went bad, you're going to find a way to fucking sell that.
Dude, I marketed the shit out of
you
an infected as fuck quad. I marketed the fuck out of an infected ass quad one time, changed its fucking name, and sold 2 kegs of this high ABV shit beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are people that like Frankenstein beer.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. And everybody was like, man, have you
Everybody
had
has
this?
that friend that's a garbage
It's so
disposal when it
great.
comes to beer.
My
Brett?
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my brother.
No, it happens. And sometimes the economics means you have to release it anyway.
Especially in today's market, you can't
Yes.
just toss that much money.
Yeah.
No, I have friends in Pennsylvania that have a little brewery in their farms, the Spragues, and they're up in Venango. And I remember 10 years ago.
Gesundheit.
Yeah. She was like, I was homebrewer at the time. She was, do you ever throw away beer? We have to all the time. There was a whole different environment back in 2007. When you made bad beer, you just tossed it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's because the ingredients were cheaper for the most fucking part.
Hell,
All right, so the newest coaster from Craft or Die. Guys, we don't talk about them often enough. Craft or Die is one of the best glassware companies you'll ever see. He makes the cool-ass shit like my Scooby-Doo glass, his Star Wars glass that's flipping you the fuck off. You saw the 4th of July glass. We have multiple coasters now that he releases on occasion with his beer releases. They're called mystery coasters. You don't fucking know what it's going to look like. But as you can tell, he doesn't fucking miss.
No.
And on a rare occasion, you get a murder weapon. I mean, a bottle opener.
Yeah, that bottle opener is a murder weapon.
Yes.
But it's so much... We don't have it here. It's at Matt's.
Oh, is it a Matt's?
Yeah.
It's a protection device. That's what it
So-
is. Personal protection.
Check out Craft or Die on Instagram. Go to his website. He still has a handful of glasses from some of the earlier releases on there. But they go fast. That 4th of July was gone in less than an hour. Star Wars was gone in less than an hour. Scooby was gone in less than an hour.
So for the 4th of July, we do a parade around the neighborhood, and I always try to get a gator from work. And I'll drive around the neighborhood. And I did this year. Me and our friend Savage rode up front, and then we had 2 moms who asked us if they could ride in the back.
Of course.
And I was like, okay, but I had the glass with us. Right? And then we had Savage open it up, and she was like, holy shit. And then she showed the moms. And then one of the moms was like, you found that at the Couch's house, right? I was like, yes. Yes.
It's so accurate. Our beer that we're drinking right now is by Sun King. It's Emu Cold IPA.
liberty, liberty, liberty.
I get it, because the emu from the commercials.
That was also a shout out to Sam.
Who? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no ABV on the can.
I thought it was Doug.
Fuck you, Sun
Emu
King.
and Doug?
I think it is Doug.
You lose half a point because I have to look shit up.
And Gibbons also says, what about, is it Rory Crotchet? Rory?
Rory Crochet.
Rory Crochet.
Okay, sure.
It's a
Doesn't look like how it's
Three
spelled.
Floyd's beer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, look at me remembering shit.
You got skills. And I was surprised.
What, me?
Your beer, your ability to reminisce on beer like that you had like 8 years ago.
No, it's just
Yo,
mutant power.
no,
it really is.
mutant
Like-
7.1%, by the way, on this.
Oh.
All right, Sun King.
So the first thing I can, after taking a sip of it, this is a beer that I can sit here and say, okay, now I can debate the merits of the hops used because the beer is made well. I'm not sitting here saying it's undercarb, the body's thin. The beer is crafted well.
I've yet to find a cold IPA I like. This new style cold IPA, I have yet to find one I like.
Have we
They
really
have
nailed
multiple
down
IPAs over there.
what the cold IPA is supposed to note? I can't remember if we...
I
Got
looked
the
it
bottom
up
of that.
and
I had
talked
another-
about it one day, but I don't remember.
Okay,
To be
I'll
honest.
see if I can dig that up.
They're doing a lot, yeah.
Well, it started in the West Coast, and we actually got a heads up. Our friend out in Denver, she's actually now in Oregon now, but I get a text one day. Have you tried this new fad cold IPA? No, I hadn't really hit here yet. Well, I haven't found one I liked. Okay. And like, what was it, 3 months later, they popped up around here, John? Like it was...
Yeah. It's kind of like the Brewed IPA. The Brewed IPA was hot for a minute, and I thought they were all hot garbage.
The brewed oh my god.
So, a quick Google search says, in a nutshell, a cold IPA is an IPA fermented at lower temperatures than what is normally
Makes
used
sense.
to ferment an ale.
Makes sense.
Pretty on the nose.
Now, I will say this one has a decent flavor profile. Good body. It's... God damn it. I'm going to need somebody to punch me in the face with some hops right now.
Yeah.
I'm getting real sick and tired of wanting more out of my hops. I need more. Punch me in the face. Give me a Westie. I know it's not a Westie. I know it's in hazies earlier. They're not Westies. I get it. But you can have a hazy with big, bold flavors. You can have...
How about Hop Wallop from Victory?
I haven't had that in years. Just punch me in the face with some flavor. I don't care if it's a juice bomb. Punch me in the face with it. If it's a hop bomb, like that bitter hop, somebody give me flavor out of my IPAs. Yeah. I'm tired of middle of the road. Meh, here, nobody will be mad at me. IPAs.
I feel like the cold IPAs we've had have been more in that middle range, though. Like, I don't know if that's the style.
It's the
per
more.
se,
It's
but...
a more clear New England when it comes to like middle of the road.
Well, that's kind of why they were making the New England, and I think it makes the middle of the road because they were trying to make IPAs to appeal to everybody. But I'm going to equate Wayne's World. Even Led Zeppelin didn't write music for everybody. They left that to the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that point. IPAs don't have to be for everybody.
The more Dickey drinks, the angrier he gets. I like it.
Yeah. Is this getting Dickey with it?
We're getting
Yeah.
Damn it, we missed on that.
hit the
title.
button. Hit the button.
God damn
Which
it.
one? The rim shot or the sad trombone?
Rim shot. You earned that one.
You were on that one.
You earned that one.
I don't want to give myself that much credit.
You earned
No,
that
that
one.
was good.
Brett says it tastes like kissing a girl's neck and tasting perfume to him.
God damn it, you're right.
I remember him telling me that.
I do get that out of it because it's a little
It's on my tongue.
florally, kind
Yeah,
of borderline
I got perfume on my
fruity-ish,
tongue.
like on the flavor here.
So the people watching it and everything, a lot of these have these beers in their fridge.
So
Sometimes-
actually, that beer came from my brother, and that's who just commented. He was like, "I bought this mixer. I didn't like this beer. Have it on the show." I went, "Okay."
And Gibbons says Arvin cranked out a couple of decent West Coasties for you to maybe look into.
Hey, I'm dead. Thank you. The more Westies, the better.
He also
And
asked,
Arvin's pretty solid.
Arvin's not bad.
asked if we can drop the difference on the cold IPA versus a hoppy lager.
I was going to say, it sounds a little bit to me like a hoppy lager, but then that would be the difference in, lager, that's your yeast. Right?
But that's what he's
my-
saying,
But
like
this
just
is
the
funkier
yeast.
than a lager.
My guess is yeast difference and probably a slightly higher hop bill.
Yeah, there's a slightly funkier yeast in it than it would have in a lager.
So I would say that's probably the only real difference.
I mean, have you ever? I can't think of any funky lagers I've ever had.
Not that I was supposed to be.
No.
That's good answer. That's a good answer.
I've had some. They weren't supposed to be.
Touche.
I don't try to cheerlead for Sun King. They've made some beer that I do not like at all. But having worked there, having friends there, what I can appreciate them being the second largest in the state is they still push a lot of different boundaries and try a lot of different things. It's not always the easiest thing in the world for them to do because they plan their production schedule out a year in advance. Mm-hmm. But
They-
there's always internal discussions to, hey, how can we do more than just, our big four?
Hey, this new thing's out. Hey, this new fad's going on. I think we can do it and do it better.
The state fair thing is a perfect example. It
Yep.
allows them the chance to, we're doing a state fair beer.
Oh, that's where they're doing the pickle.
And their Gen Con beer is always exciting too.
Right, so they have some special event stuff that they can be a little bit more creative on and take a risk on a few things. If it doesn't work, well, hey, it's a one-off thing.
And at the scale they brew and how far ahead they do their schedule, it's impressive that they're able to still stay
Yeah.
on board with trends and everything else.
And
Sometimes a little behind, but still on it.
Yeah,
I think
well,
it's kind of cool they have a tap room in Florida.
Yeah,
They have a brewery in Florida.
Yeah.
yeah, they do brew in Florida, and that was just for some reason. We could tell you the reason why.
The name Sunlight
Yeah,
and the name Sun King.
people thought they were from Florida because it's Sun King.
There's so many winter birds that head down from Indiana. They brought Sun King with them.
Yeah.
People thought it was a local brewery.
And
They kept getting requests for distro and beer and all sorts of. They're like, fuck it, all right.
yeah, their second largest area.
It's the biggest definition of fuck it, all right, why not?
Lean into it.
I'm in.
Hey, you think we're from here? Fuck it, we will be. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yingling kind of did the same thing on a larger level.
Yeah. It always cracks me up when people are just kind of like, oh, we give them shit for doing this. Why? Because they saw a massive opportunity and went, fuck it, I'll make more money.
Yeah.
EB's chiming in on the cold IPA versus hoppy lager situation here. He says it's a state of mind or a bitter ground for square and rectangular prism tank battles on brewing forums and Reddit.
Once again, oddly makes sense too.
Attaboy, EB.
Rod Gibbons says I sailed up it once.
All right.
Who's EB?
Who's first? EB
The
Hunter.
owner. He crazy haired dude, wears killed off times at Beer Fest.
Big
Yeah.
fan of craft beer.
Friend on Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's a good dude.
you guys definitely should have had to cross paths somewhere. Gibbons also said Three Wise Men had a brewery and restaurant in Florida that's not that impressive.
No,
Well,
Maybe that's what he sailed up to once, but I might have read those out of
but
order.
yeah, well, Three Floyds just
Three Floyds or Three Wise Men?
the Three
Wise
Wise Men. Yeah.
They were at a restaurant.
well, it's dead,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Scotty's Brewhouse was a cool concept. It's just they got too big for their britches.
It was never that good, never priced.
Scott's also one of the biggest douchebags I've ever met, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, Scotty's was cool in spite of him. They had the.
He's from my hometown. He's a fucking prick.
the
Yeah, the
peanut
most
butter
one was the
jalapeno
original, right?
burger, and
He's from Yorktown.
Okay, I can't remember.
his
Went to
mofo
Yorktown.
sauce.
I thought it was around that area, but
Your Taxman was much better peanut butter jalapeno bacon burger than Scotty's.
Yeah.
All right.
you need jelly on there to offset the peanut butter. It's too dry.
You're up, by the
Bacon
way.
jam.
Oh, there it is. See, that's
All
the
right.
linchpin.
Jude first.
Yeah, I actually like the slight funkiness on the yeast on that. I got hints of just
I don't like when the yeast is funky.
I do, and
This
this was a fascinating IPA, and I'm drinking that for the sheer screen quality on it. I might give that a 3.75.
All right.
Big swinging over here.
All right.
Because it had
This
all-
Dickey may be short, but he swings big.
But it's okay.
Come on, that was decent.
It was decent.
All right. I wouldn't have given it a rim shot, but it was decent. A good ha-ha.
I sentenced you to St. Joseph's.
Yeah.
Hey, great, cool place. Cool place.
It wasn't a punishment.
Unless you want it to be.
Hey, you know what? I'm a full point.
it
behind you.
is an old church, though,
275.
so.
It's a 275 for me.
All right. I think it's fine. I think it's a well made beer. This is one where I said, yeah, we could debate some flavors and whether we like the flavors of the hops in it, because they provided a good enough base beer to have that discussion. With that though, I'm going 3 1/4. I think it's slightly above average. It's not my favorite, but
Ends up at 3 1/4 average.
Jim asked this, Jim Monroe, that is, before you gave your score tally. He said, how do you really feel, Tyler? With a surplus of exclamation points and question marks.
It's just not my thing on
Yeah.
this one.
Whatever opinion you had before the score that I missed while doing my dish bitch
Just
duties.
not my favorite beer on this one. And that sucks because their IPA multi-pack lately has been one of my favorite things to buy. A new one comes out, I buy it. My brother and I sit there and sample. We each sample at least one of all of them. Usually more than one of all of them.
So that seems like a low bar. Yeah.
And we have the problem is, not problem, the good thing, but also problem. They've started raising their ABVs on those multi-packs.
Yeah.
So when everything's like a 6.5 to 7.5, all of a sudden it gets a little more challenging when you're drinking them all.
It's Smo, right? Are you shocked that Smo does a little extra?
No, it's amazing. But at the
our
same
guy.
time, it's gotten to the point where Brett and I have noticed, like, we're getting a little drunker on these. Looking at the ABV. Oh!
Now I see why.
Now I know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 3.25 is what it comes out to. Matt, what would you give it, Mr. IPA lover?
I really hate to agree with Tyler, but a 2.75 for me. The weird kind of hop flavor on it, like, I appreciate it, but I don't know that I liked it. So it just kind of threw it off of average for me by a little bit by that. The perfume neck was kind of like a good analogy for it.
It really was, yeah.
It was better than some cold IPAs I've had.
It was a unique flavor.
But that's a pretty
feel
low
like-
bar.
It does feel like it's kind of an issue with just the style, the cold IPA
Looks like
style,
root beer,
where we don't
doesn't it?
really
A little
like.
bit.
I don't know, we had a couple that were a little more like middle of the road flavor that didn't have like quite the hop flavor I feel like this one did. This one therefore stands out a little more, and I thought did something a little bit different that I appreciate. Just that the flavors weren't quite for me.
All right.
Deviate the
America.
definition of a brewery who
Fuck it, we're going to do
Hit
this.
or
Don't
miss,
give
baby.
a fuck.
And it's fuck it, we're going to do this.
they're amazing, where they're like, oh, they missed.
And
Which makes it fun to
yeah.
check them out.
They aren't a big middle.
To be fair,
To be fair,
they do. To be fair, they do a big release every month,
Yeah.
and so they have a lot of chances to.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
And they don't fucking apologize for it. They are, hey, we're going to throw
to the
some
next.
shit together. We're going to do something weird. This is either going to taste fucking amazing or it's going to be mediocre to shit. And you know what we're going to do the next month? We're going to fucking do another one.
Yes,
Yeah.
And I respect the shit out of that.
Yeah.
because
I
Greg
do.
and Mike have fun doing that, and they also take good care of their Mug Club members.
Before we get on to the next one real quick, because it's pertaining to the last beer, the garbage disposal himself, Brett Pittsford, says he gave the last beer a 0.5 at the time, but of course he still drank 2. So, in true garbage disposal fashion.
Exactly. All right, this is Deviate Brewing's Good Pie, Cruel World. Pecan Pie, Scottish Strong, 8.9%. Deviate from the norm. This is, 8.9%. Fuck yeah, let's drink it. Oh, were you wanting to say it still?
No,
Hallelujah.
you answered my question.
You listened?
I did this time. Well, I showed an interest before you started talking, so.
Did they have this at Delta, Texas? I feel
No.
like
No,
that-
but I think they might have had it at the Frigid Digits.
Yes.
I guess I remember I
Hey.
thought Chris had given me this at one of the places.
Frigid Digits was so cold.
It was so cold.
That was fucking miserable.
Did you freeze your digits?
That's good.
Probably why it still shrunk.
That's an appendage, not a digit.
So you see what a Scotch
thought
ale
you'd like
can do
that.
that a stout.
I mean, it might be the same
there's nothing
size.
to overpower the pecan flavor.
Well, so that was going to be
Oh, fuck.
my comment is they did a very good job. I like the adjunct flavor in it, but it does cover up the beer flavor a little bit. Like, the beer supporting it, but I'm mostly just getting the pecan pie, which I'm not mad about.
So,
I'm getting a good bit of that Scottish in there.
Yeah, it's just
the nice thing about a Scotch ale is essentially a lot of, or Scottish
It
Strong
leans
ale,
into it.
a lot of the flavors that Scotch ales or Scottish Strongs bring
Yeah.
is the same type of flavors you're trying to bring in from the pecan.
Yeah.
It's,
So realistically, are you not still tasting the beer when that flavor profile leans into that?
and that's a wonderful point, because this actually gets into that discussion of when we cook or when we do things, these flavor profiles are you doing things that are counter and they're balanced well, they're complementing, are they things that are similar, like this might be
Where you can create something out of the start of something else. Because essentially a Scotch ale or a Scottish Strong in this case,
some of my favorite styles.
you're getting that creamy, a little bit woody, boozy,
Yep.
some could say nutty.
Yep.
I would say nutty.
You're getting that little bit of that sweet molasses, a lot of that
A lot
brown
of that
sugar, a
brown
lot
sugar.
of that shit.
Yeah.
That is pecan pie.
Yeah.
Then you add in a little bit of that adjunct, and all of a sudden, that little bit of adjunct probably goes a lot farther in a beer like this than it would anything else.
I'm willing to
Because it's not overpowering either.
Yeah.
No.
That's what's
not
impressive.
overpowering.
Because with a beer that could easily lean into that
Maybe
flavor,
the restraint they showed. And
they could have fucking blown you away with the adjunct flavor. Instead, it's
No, it's very subtle.
it's actually subtle for DV8. That's weird as shit because usually their adjuncts are like,
Yeah.
BAM!
So there's a brewery in Maryland.
I'm sure there's more than one.
But the one that I'm talking about, yeah, of course. But Beer Farm, and they basically like to do these same kind of flavors on cream ales, but they do it very subtle like that. Like I just had a Schnickerdoodle one from them, and it was like you basically you only got hints of like that, and then over the cream ale, and this is very in that same camp.
That beep when I said that, by the way, all I could think of was whose line is it anyways? The rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Yep.
It's also the parallels you're drawing there, Dickey, though, kind of reminds me too of John. Remember when we went to Cosmetic and they had the banana nut bread?
Yeah, I like
how that was like banana nut bread-ish. Like it was like a light hint but it was definitely there and it was really good and effective. Like also kind of was in a style that leaned into that flavors. I think it was a Belgian of some sort, and it was
There's a reason they were
good.
in the running for the best new brewery in the country.
Cosmetic is great.
Yeah, it's a neat little place, and they gotta make good beer. I totally get it. It's a neat vibe. It's just in the hood.
Also,
Roll them up, lock
Their
them.
anniversary party was off the chart.
8.9%. Does this drink like an 8.9 to you?
No,
I wouldn't guess quite that, but
and a lot of their beers taste boozy.
if I knew it was DV8 and
But that's the thing is, most DV8 beers, he's not wrong. They have a big booze punch.
yeah, true. Which is why I still would expect there to be something there, but
And that's okay.
It's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Brett's getting ready to sign off. He says, talk to you guys later. More random picks to come.
I'm excited.
Any votes for what shirt to wear tomorrow before he cuts out?
Hold on one second.
I'm so confused.
Yes, Jackie.
Number one, you're sending me random picks. I'm down. Okay.
Am I going the Burns on second, or what? Like, that's the one I met you at, or am I going the one on Broadway?
Hi,
The one,
Jackie.
the one you
Hi,
met us at.
Jackie.
Okay.
We're doing our Monday show right now, so I have you on speakerphone.
You're on the internet.
Hello.
Hi, Jackie.
I'm gonna go pick up your beer here in the next 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Whoa, shit.
Very
You rock.
relevant.
Thank you very much.
I guess we can send him a
Very
message.
welcome.
You're the best. Love you.
Love you too. Have a good one, guys.
We will. Bye.
Bye.
Gibbons is answering Brett's question for him. He says, no shirt is the best shirt.
Yes.
I mean, you're not wrong. Shirtless is my favorite. way to be.
Rob always goes big or goes home, literally.
Shirtless in Seattle.
Yeah. So you guys were not at Lord.
Write that down. That's a beer name right there.
You guys were not at Lord of the Hops, but he went as a nerf herder,
Why do you call me
That's
Scruffy?
and I remember he had a whole a gym bag of like Nerf balls because he was a nerf herder, and he pulled it off really well.
Nice.
I'm texting Laura.
Rob, you were the
Okay.
best nerf herder there.
All right, shirtless in the Seattle. That's going to have to be like definitely a beer name.
I think it's got to be at least a t-shirt, right?
Yes, we're doing it.
Can we do a collab?
Yes.
What style would that be? Would that be the Summer Crush
Crop
that we're talking about?
That's the
That's the crop top.
That is the crop top.
I like the way we both texted to the group.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
It's that good that we both were like,
that
we need
good.
it.
And
We
now,
need it.
how about a Golden Girls tank top?
I mean that would be fun.
Thanks for being a friend. Gibbons says, hi, Jackie. A little late, but she watches it later.
As soon as I realized why she was calling, I was like, "Yep, this is going
Gotta
on
take it.
speaker." This is going on speaker. By the way, big shout out to Jackie. In my phone is Godmother Jackie because she's the godmother to my goddaughter. But she is a badass and one of my best friends out in the Denver area, and she's picking up beer for us. So,
Also, shout out to Burns Artisanal Ales, who we're getting said beer from.
Burns Artisan Ales are seriously just
Artisan.
artisan. Motherfucker makes just stupid good beer.
And the nice selection of beer that we got, although I don't think any of us got a barley wine.
I started to ask you guys to buy
Most
one,
of them
but
look sold out. I thought by the time I got around to look at the list.
Tyler didn't get an order.
I got a wild ale and an old ale, though.
The wild ale is what I was most excited for. When I saw that, I didn't. I started to ask for that, and then you already posted it. And I
That
was like, okay.
Cambrian Mega Ripple.
Yeah, we've already had that one, and it was amazing.
Was it?
Yeah,
I was gonna
we
get
had it
the-
on the show, dude.
Did we?
I was gonna get the chocolate orange one, but then that's the one that Smo got, I think.
It's the
So I
one
was
you
like,
had
well,
Steph come
let's not
down
get
and
two of
try.
the same thing.
Oh, was it? No, that was the foot one.
We've had the Precambrian Mega Ripple.
Interesting.
No, it wasn't the same one Steph tried, but the empty bottle's now at my house because I took it home with me that
Okay.
Because it's the one I bought while we were there.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
And it's fucking stupid. dude.
delicious,
We
yeah.
gave it very high marks.
Good.
Yeah. Hence why I didn't go, hey, we've already had that one. I was just
You're
kind of
just
like, works for me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, we got to score this. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Again, it leaned into the Scottish Strong, but they didn't overpower it, and they really could have easily.
And Dickey's right. I mean, they do a lot of Scottish ales. There's not a lot of places that will do that.
I know, and it's amazing.
So
it's one of my
it's-
favorite things they make.
And some of
Yeah.
them taste stronger than that. I mean,
Oh, well, yeah.
We've had a couple.
Yeah.
I have one. It's called Recast My Tale.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's a wonderful name.
Yeah, and I'd like to say that anything that they ever make that's named Rush, of a Rush song, is cool as well. Just because, like Greg and Mike, I'm a huge Rush fan, and I'm going to.
Wait, there's Rush fans?
Yes, and I'm going. This is to Kelly as well because she doesn't like it, Mr.
I didn't say I
his
didn't
voice.
like Rush.
No, I'm talking one of your friends, my friend too, that
I know.
can't listen to them because of the voice, and that's okay. I still love you, Kelly, but I just needed to say that because I'm going to Henderson Brewing in Ontario later this month to pick up a whole bunch of Rush beer.
Gotcha.
Geddy Lee does look like a troll and seems like a woman. I'll give her that. So
All right, so Dickey,
Give
real
her
quick.
that.
I'm going to score this before you ask.
Oh, yeah, yep.
4. On the dot.
I'm going to go 4.25. I do like what they did with it. I think it's a different approach than a lot of people do. I think a lot of people do competing flavors. This one, they build it. I like it.
4.25 works for me. I drink a lot of beer from this brewery. I'm a Mug Club member, and they're going to have another release later this month, and then next month, 9th anniversary party. Be there.
9 years already. Jeez.
Yeah.
Right.
They always bring out something.
How
They
the fuck is
they bring
Books and
out
Brews
big.
older?
They always bring out big guns for the anniversary parties, and
Big guns. They don't make that anymore.
it'll be a bottle
Orange,
share.
orange
to be
whiskey.
remembered.
They have that.
No.
I know.
Stop it.
Gibbons says,
And-
"Hey Jackie, don't send their beers until they ship his fucking keychain."
I keep trying.
Yeah, that's all me, Gibbs. Sorry,
But
buddy.
if you live in the northwest side of Indianapolis, there's no reason why you shouldn't be a Mug Club member.
It might be easier if you meet
Because
us over in
They
Hammond
take
this
they,
week.
they take good care of their Mug Club members.
And where and when? What are you doing in Hammond?
Oh, we got a college visit.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, you're going to Purdue,
Purdue
Northwest?
Yep.
Nice. So that comes out to a 4.25 average. Matt, what would you have given it?
I don't know that I'd search it out, but I liked it 4.25 worth, so I'm gonna go 4.
All right.
Because 3.75 wouldn't be search it out, but
No
4.25
shit.
is what I liked it at, so 4. Split the difference.
So you liked it enough to search out, but didn't like it enough to... John,
All right.
does that
like
make
the-
sense to you?
I'll move on because no.
I think the execution was well enough done, and I enjoyed the flavors, but I don't know that I would search it out. Like if I saw it somewhere and it was on, I'd have it, but I wouldn't search it out. You know what I mean? But I really liked the flavors, so split the difference, called it 4.
All right. Anyway, go ahead, John.
So, Martin,
Yes.
you obviously are a very passionate craft beer person.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of research. You're super interested in supporting craft beer in Indiana. You write
Yes.
Indiana Beer News, right?
Well, my
Is that what it is? Again,
So
right?
my blog is called So Much Beer in So Little Time.
Okay.
And I used to write for Indiana on Tap until Mark decided to make it a one-man show.
Okay.
And it is what it is. So in 2020, I started my blog, So Much Beer, So Little Time. But Indiana Beer News has picked up a lot of the articles, and so he covered.
Okay, so Indiana Beer News is not you, but they've picked up some
I'm
of
a
your
contributor.
articles. Okay. Mm-hmm. And where can one find either your blog or Indiana Beer News? Are they primarily just Facebook or what?
Facebook, Instagram. I'm available. At,
Yeah, you are.
if you just type in "So Much Beer, So Little Time," you should be able to find me. And yes, I'm available.
Ladies.
Because
And Rob.
yeah, I like to go to breweries, and it's always nice to have somebody to do it with.
Long walks to the fridge.
It is nice to have someone to do it with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Long walks. to the-
Sometimes you drive like an hour and a half to go find somebody to just go do it with. So
long walks to the fridge. I like that. You write your own material?
Tinder does.
Anyway, so we got Great Notion Stamper Stout,
moving on
6.2%.
awful quick.
Coffee stout, used with Mostra, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
coffee. Hashtag keep beer fun.
So before we go any further, you've had other beers from this one. Have you had the blueberry muffin one from this brewery?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I ended up having quite a few of those because I have friends that
Shit.
got it on Tavor.
Gibbons says if you're headed to Hammond, stop by Foreign Local and say hi to Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey's great, and Foreign Local needs more love because they are one of the best breweries in the state.
Just going on the smell here, I'm going to say that John might not like this. And it smells very roasty.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Hey,
I
don't go
hope it
get
makes
it. It's not. They're not open today.
I've only had a few beers from this brewery, but I keep talking about the blueberry muffin one.
The lady just texted me back because I texted her and
That's
asked.
Great Notion is normally pretty solid on
Yeah.
here.
I'll
We've
send you the.
typically had a
I'll
good show
screenshot
from
the hours
them.
she just sent me and send
Not
it to you.
unfrequently.
I was at the
No
Michiana
problem. Love you,
Festival
dear.
of Beers last fall, and I got like a raffle
catch.
prize, and there was a Great Notion blueberry muffin in that sampler pack, and it was nice.
And then
Great
you had
Notion
another-
is definitely one of the breweries that follows a bunch of the hype beer stuff. But at the same time, they do a decent job. Not only at their hype beer stuff, but at some of just their base stuff too. I enjoyed my visit with them.
This smells more roasty than it tastes, John. I'll give you that. So.
That's good because
I'll-
it smells roasty.
Yeah, I don't mind the roast, but there's a certain breaking point. I know you're kind of low threshold on that,
Ooh.
but it smells a lot heavier than it is. It's still there, but
I looked for like a very bitter flavor with just the way that it smells, like a bitter that would be very delightful.
Sorry, guys. I missed a lot because I was trying to
is-
keep our person from driving for no reason.
that's good.
That is
look
on
out,
the
though.
edge. I don't think it crosses that threshold.
Smells green.
Are you saying we're edging?
But Tyler knows where I'm at. Yeah, it's not.
It smells green.
But it's on the edge.
So if you had another can of this, I would sit on it for a year.
No.
I would not.
It smells green, which means it's not far from not being good.
Okay, so your definition of green is different than mine.
So, coffee turns vegetal if you're not careful.
And then, yeah.
And the flavor is not vegetal. The nose is getting vegetal.
And some of that is just sometimes the coffee beans themselves don't get fully roasted. And so that greenness of the coffee beans comes through.
But I wouldn't sit on this any longer. And we've sat on it a little bit. Not on purpose. It's just one of those that kept getting overlooked.
Yeah, I wouldn't push it because it's not. It's got that coffee like sour, if that almost makes sense.
yeah.
Where I feel like if it was going any further, it would be turning.
I think it's pleasant. It's not great, but it's pleasant.
What was that there? Back up.
Maybe because
I took a
drink
breath
lot
in, and the after flavor that's sitting there.
for scientific purposes. He's not wrong. It is unpleasant.
I suppose we made it this far, and have we taught Mr. Dickey about the smeller swirl?
No, John, go ahead.
Do tell.
So you put your
John.
glass in your offhand, not your dominant hand, and you swirl not the way you normally would, but counter that. That way it engages your brain into the drinking process.
Yeah.
It lets you know that you're doing something you got to focus on as opposed to just swirling and not necessarily paying attention.
And what that does, it tricks your brain into thinking, I'm not drinking beer, I'm tasting beer.
It
you
engages
begin
your
to
thought
focus on-
processes.
So, yeah, you have the swirl. You take one smell. Take a longer smell while trailing so you get all the vapors. Then when you take your sip, it's a smaller sip. Let it hit
Coat your
every
mouth,
part of
yeah.
your mouth.
Yeah.
Yada, yada,
Swirl.
yada. It's metallic. That's what I got
That's
on
what you
the.
got.
That's what I got.
I didn't
on
think it
the
was
breath
quite there, but I was like, it's ish, but I thought maybe it was just the coffee.
The after flavor was sitting there, and when I took a breath in, I really I don't know why, but it really hit me.
You're more akin or more.
And so when I did
tuned to that.
He is.
When I did the sniff test.
Sniff check.
It turned red on his wrist.
Oh my god! So I still hate you.
Got it in there.
Just like at the...
I said a hop wallop earlier. This is just a coffee wallop, and not necessarily great coffee. That's just.
I think the problem is probably
Big
the
gold
coffee
screen.
bean they use.
Yeah.
Well, that or
the Monster
Big
Coffee.
gulps green.
I'm not.
is it? I didn't try.
Big gulps green.
Yeah.
Now, in Great Notion's defense, I feel like we've had this one probably for a little bit.
Probably.
Is there a date on there? Do we maybe push it too
There
far?
is. I was looking for it. And I just now saw it. May I have this back real quick?
Yes.
This may be partially on
It's wearing off, but it's June of last year.
Just a year old.
So a year.
That's a long time for a coffee.
Yeah. So that your greenness comes from the 13 months that it's aged with perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of learned that the hard way earlier on. Like, oh, if it's coffee, then we gotta
Okay.
get it that a little quicker.
So this is gonna be weird,
Usually.
but for a coffee stout that is metallic and green smelling, green tasting on the big gulp, it's also more drinkable than some others I've had.
Yeah. So
I'm not saying it's good.
it's not the worst that we've had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I got my score already on
the
there.
best coffee like this I've ever had was at the tap room of Perennial in like about 2015, and it was their Sump coffee, and I got it on tap. It was fresh. It tasted like I was drinking like espresso.
Yeah. We had some that definitely knows that. This one is.
But I think you have to get it on draft. Canned, it just loses that.
All right, so I got a question for you, Dickey, while you finish that beer.
Go ahead, Mom.
If you had one beer left, it's all you could have for the rest of your life, but it had to be an Indiana beer, not a brewery, a single beer, what would it be? John, you better start thinking, because I'm coming after you next on this. Oh, I'm coming after you too, Matt.
Yeah, no, I think I got it.
If you have it, go ahead and say it. I'll let Dickey have an extra little moment.
It's gonna be the most anti-Matt answer. Coquito Dreams. No.
That's funny shit. It really is.
The coconut hater just chose his last beer to be a coconut beer.
It's so fucking good though.
You're right, but
Rip
that's
him.
funny as shit. Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
But
RIP.
my God.
I mean, well, I guess if they're
And it doesn't have to still be made.
Okay.
No, it doesn't have to
Okay.
still be made. It's
God,
any beer
that
in
was-
Indiana.
Oh, so I can pick like
Try to make it in the last 10 years.
okay, the Puka by Bruges.
You went out there. Okay. That was more boring.
All right, finish that off, deep cut. I gotta rinse
yeah.
his glasses.
Deep cut.
I just
That's great.
I actually, if I was going to answer this correctly, I wouldn't necessarily pick a beer from Indiana, but
That's
That's
why
the
I
question, though.
made it from Indiana.
so I just, I honestly cut my teeth at Bruges because a long time that was like the best place to get beer for a long time, and when I first started drinking craft beer, there was only 5 or 6 breweries in Indiana, and they didn't distribute. And if you wanted craft beer, you had to go to the breweries. So one of the first taproom experiences after Mishawaka Brewing Company was the Broadwell Brewing Company, and I spent a lot of money and time there because that was local beer.
Yeah.
And so I could go for a cask conditioned ale just because they're so good.
All right. Makes sense. Makes sense. While you finish that, so Matt can rinse it. John, go ahead.
I think this might shock you.
Shock me.
Ah. I'm thinking Liftoff.
That does shock
That's
me.
beautiful.
I'm not offended by any stretch. Love me a good liftoff.
I know.
You.
I know.
Okay.
You're making Carrie happy.
Okay.
It is just one of those things that I think it's the best Indiana IPA.
I agree.
I think it's consistently made out all the time.
Well, it's basically the only beer they do anymore.
Well,
Right.
To be fair, it's the brewer's a chemist, so yeah, he's all about consistency.
Andy?
Andy's not a
No,
chemist.
Pearson when he started.
Yeah, he ain't been there in a while.
Okay, but they're following his lead.
And Andy
Makes good beer.
makes good beer. He is sticking to it. Yeah, I just from a consistency standpoint, I got flavor in there. Like, could I go with like a cream ale or pachanga or sure, but I'll get tired of it quickly.
It's one beer one time to
I
end your
know.
life. Yeah.
So that's why I went Liftoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's gonna probably be the least shocking beer for you two.
Yeah.
Hop Slam.
No,
No,
that's not
Indiana.
Indiana.
Oh.
Also,
Blood Axe.
it's my very favorite beer in Indiana. It's one of my very favorite beers. It's Blood Axe. Yeah. I told you, it's going to be the least shocking motherfucking thing on the
Oh
planet.
shit! What about the Sour Patch
Scarlet
Kid
Lane?
version?
What?
Scarlet Lane.
I would not drink that beer.
Huh?
It's
Braggett
nothing
style
on it.
IPA.
Yeah.
Alright,
He was
for the
just
rest,
giving
I'll
me
give you.
crap about Scarlet Lane.
Oh, he always does. It's one of my very favorite breweries.
It's a neat place. I'm just their beers.
So one of the best beers they had was the one they did for that Notions, the oddities and peculiar.
Yeah, the Curiosity and Oddity Festival.
Yeah, they made a great grapefruit one.
Yep, I remember
And
that one.
I actually spent more time at their
GFJ.
their little
get back to
their little
Especially the new
their
batch.
little gastropub when
Yeah.
they did the beers for the Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, yeah.
Those were phenomenal.
So,
Given
I
this-
am every version of a mug club that's ever been at Scarlet Lane. I have spent way too much money at that brewery.
And
Gibbons is throwing
when
in
they-
original recipe zombie dust,
See, I like the new
I
recipe.
thought
which would
about
not
it.
be in the can.
I like the new recipe in the can.
Yeah, I feel like you might be wrong on that one.
I get where you're going with it, and I appreciate it, Gibbons.
I guess I don't know if I've ever had original. I don't know how.
Oh, I did.
mean,
and it
like-
was very good. That's why it got so hyped.
Does it pair well with KFC?
Oh,
I hate you. You don't. You get a womp womp.
If I had to do something that isn't,
I think I lost it. I
I
got
would
taken
almost
away.
choose Phil's
trombone.
pickle beer too, though.
That'd be a fun one to end it on.
Yeah.
You know what? Dope will work. You're good.
Yeah, I got the prices wrong. The sad trombone got pulled.
Oh, speaking of which,
It lost place for this.
I made some refrigerator pickles,
Oh, nice.
and I used the juice from that in a red beer.
Ooh, good choice.
It was
Oh,
fucking delicious.
Jim Monroe is contributing a second time this episode. He says he would choose Sympathy for the Devil from Sun King.
I knew it. I could have said that. I could have named it. Oh,
Yeah.
I know the way Jim drinks.
Well, the way Jim drinks seems to be my kind of guy, so I don't know that I've ever had that. Sounds like that's
It's a
something.
good beer.
Hey, what are you doing there?
It's a good
bud?
beer. Actually, it might be your favorite.
Actually, it might be doing me a favor. Yeah, don't take more.
All right, so this is Father of All Tsunamis by Pelican Brewing. Imperial Stout aged in rye whiskey
Oh.
barrels from 2021.
Yeah.
11.2%. One-upping the mighty Tsunami Stout, it is no easy task. To create a beer with even more stout character, our brewers reimagined the fabled Tsunami Stout and created a new Imperial version, full of rich roasty flavors, reminiscent of a dark chocolate and espresso. Father of All Tsunamis takes things one step further by aging in rye whiskey barrels. With layers of spiciness, vanilla, and caramel
And
coming
sourness.
from these barrels, Father of All Tsunamis emerges with a richness and balance beyond any stout ever created at Pelican before now. Again, this was from 2021.
This was a bad call to age.
I don't remember
Just
it.
by smell.
Did we finish grading Stamper? We never graded it.
Well, we should probably do that before we move on to this one.
Coffee stout.
Oh yeah.
I was going to be first, and it's 1.5. Go ahead, John.
Oh yeah. No, I was gonna go 2.
No rating. I'll give it a 1.25.
All right. So 1.5.
Yeah.
I think it gets points for the coffee flavor and nothing else.
I think it loses points from the coffee flavor.
I'm really dreading this. I remember us not liking it when we first had it, and then we just sat it back and aged it. And I think that was before we learned the coffee lesson.
This isn't coffee.
I think you said it was.
Oh
No,
God.
there's notes of espresso and stuff from the barrels. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, that's just
Yep.
give it a little whiffy whiff.
Oh, I haven't got there yet.
Ooh.
Well, that's less than ideal.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that it smells sour.
Oh, fuck.
No,
No,
it's-
it is.
It smells
I've said it smells sour, and it is sour.
Not in a pleasant way.
No, it's kind of apple sour.
That is.
The last time I drank a stout that sour was from People's.
Ha!
And
Which is number 8 on your list, right?
no, it's not. It's 8 on his list.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
They make some decent beer, but whatever I had, we did it at
So does Pelican, but
I haven't even tried this yet. I really don't want to.
drink it, bitch.
No drain pours.
you have to finish it.
I poured some of yours out.
Didn't pour enough.
All right, I'm gonna toast you and take one for the team.
Oh, we all got to get there. Whew.
Oh, it's.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
gag me
Hear me
first.
out.
Ah,
Hear me out.
bah.
This is really not good. But It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be from the smell.
Yeah, it is.
At least I just did like one big gulp. I got it like half down,
Okay.
and I feel like I got a merit badge, and it wasn't as bad on the big gulp as what I imagined a small gulp. Nope, Tyler's disagreeing with me.
Yeah, we disagree.
Oh,
I thought it was gonna be a lot worse.
It also makes the entire mouth numb.
here's a little.
Antiseptic.
It literally feels like
Green
antiseptic.
apple,
It is
sour.
fucking numb.
Yeah.
Like my tongue is numb.
Okay, so I have to finish this, but I want to change the subject so that I can think about this.
Whew.
I want you guys to
His
about-
face is red.
Talk about muffins.
tell me your favorite
been
brewery on a
progressively
farm in
getting-
Indiana.
Say it again.
Your favorite brewery that's located on a farm in Indiana.
That's oddly specific.
I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to use a greenhouse as a farm, and it's Northern Tropics in
I'm gonna
Muncie,
high
Indiana.
five that shit because that still counts.
Fucking love Northern Tropics.
I do like Northern Tropics, but
Fontana Farms is close.
okay, I'm gonna also high five you because it's a watermelon farm. with-
Big fan of Fontana Farms.
If you didn't, don't drive through the watermelon farm. I learned that about 95.
Just
Okay.
because I'm going to troll Dickey. Huh? Urban Vines.
I will end you, little man.
Oh my god, that was good.
Or Hopler. They're in a grain mill that counts.
Yes. What about Harry stuff?
Never
I haven't been there.
Haven't tried it.
I was going to try the beer tonight, but
Someone was supposed to bring some tonight, so we find out.
So you have to have me on
I haven't
again.
had it.
You have to have me on again.
Or I'll just drive north.
Notice no one said 450.
What
No
about
shit.
Fenwick
really?
Farms? They're not actually in a farm.
Also not that great.
Aside from 450, I don't know
what
that
about-
I've been to a brewery that's on a farm.
Cedar Creek.
Oh, yeah. It.
Oh, it's even worse coming out.
Cedar Creek gets points for being just a cool fucking place.
Are we gonna do something? Are we gonna end on this?
No.
Grab the one I started to have.
I mean,
It's
I
over there,
gotta
John.
get the taste of this out of
What
my
about
mouth.
Chateau de Pique in Seymour?
You gotta do a rinse.
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for everyone to finish their glasses before
Alright.
I have to.
Guys, continue to talk. I'm going to go try to find us a palate cleanser real quick.
Please do.
Because.
I don't want to go straight to this.
Nope.
Still got some Fresca?
No, I'll probably
Ah.
or something.
Saltines will do the job.
Does that count as being finished?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Matt, go ahead and do a rinse. I kind of like that farm question, though. That's random as shit.
It's oddly specific.
All right.
But no, I like that you went with Northern Tropics because they're fun and
Very German influenced. He loves making German-style beers.
oh, we forgot one of my favorite. We haven't even mentioned one of my favorite breweries on a farm, and their friends, E-Brewing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot E-Brewing was on a farm. Mostly because I haven't been to theirs, but I've drank probably more beer than most people that have been there.
Did you just go to Wisconsin? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we're missing another one that's on a farm.
Oh, I'm sure we are.
But
But,
we've mentioned most of them.
no, I cheat and use Northern Tropics for that because
But Greenhouse is
they are, for one, it's the definition of a dude who just wanted a hobby and decided to open a business out of it because his wife is the one that owns the greenhouse.
yeah.
He's helped her for years, but he had a main job. Well, he keeps trying to retire. He still hasn't. He ends up getting drawn back into work. But he decided that he wanted to start a brewery. He's been doing part of the homebrew club forever. He still does a lot of the homebrew club stuff with them.
Yeah, they were
4 I's, 4 E's, 4.
They're good
4
people
something.
too. They were actually brewing at.
Oh yeah, it was fun. It was kind of cool to watch people brew.
That
at
was
a beer
just,
fest.
that was just about a 10 or 2 up from your.
Yep, and they're all good dudes.
Yes.
Speaking of which, big shout out. They're the ones technically hosting Munich and Muncie.
Yeah.
That beer fest, which the Two Beerded Guys are officially a part of. Very excited to do that this year. It's my hometown area. I'm a Yorktown kid. I grew up in the Muncie area. Very excited. That event is growing to like 32 pourers this year.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
And it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
Flying tomato forever.
No saltines, but
I need something,
caramel
dude.
rice mix.
All right, it is time to score that last beer, by the way, because there ain't much else we can say. about
Garbage.
it. I almost threw up, so that should tell you right there.
So there's one other one that might count.
John, what are you gonna score that last beer? Hold on one
Feed
second.
store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. You were a kind man.
Can I just say one of those? 'Cause that's actually really good.
These are good.
Thank you.
Aldi's for the win, baby.
I do need one more.
Getting
That,
active.
that didn't quite get out.
I mean, this kind of going. This is like what is it? Golden Bear, the cereal, the Golden grams?
Oh.
Golden grams.
Not Golden Grams. You're talking about the other one.
Yeah, the golden color box, the bear wearing a blue
Honeycomb?
t-shirt.
No.
Not
Tastes like
honeycomb.
honeycomb to me.
Nope. Though I know what one you're talking about.
Sugar Smacks?
No, that's a frog.
That's the
That's
frog
right.
version of the same thing. I'm
Yeah.
going on the bear.
Yeah.
Well, the Sugar Smacks is the real one, so you're going off-brand.
No, I'm going like Kellogg instead of Post.
John.
Sugar bear.
Gibbons is saying sugar puffs. I don't
Sugar
know.
bear. Sugar bear.
Yeah, that's a spokes cartoon.
John, you gonna score that beer?
0.5.
Dickey?
Point
Point
5.
5?
0.25.
Golden crisp. That's the answer.
Golden Crisp. That's exactly right.
So it's a 0.25 average.
Who? Why was it 0.5s on more than one person?
I give it a 0.25.
Oh, I heard like 0.5 from like at least John. John, you know it's 0.25, right?
I had 0.5.
Oh,
Oh, then I guess it's 0.5 average. My bad.
No.
No, I said 2.5.
Okay, I was right.
Yeah, I'm the only one who gave it a 0.5.
why did you do that?
Because 0.25 is a special level.
I'll drink Listerman over
Because
that.
he's a sick bastard that listens to Striper.
Yeah. Do you want me to like rub your nose in it? Or
I
is
would
that-
have the
is that where
Pride
we're at?
again, I think. No, I wouldn't.
I don't know.
This still beats Pride,
And I
but the difference is Pride should be a 0. We just can't give one a 0. So I'm adding this down there.
Nah, I'd drink hot dog mustard over this.
I would,
Yeah,
but-
totally.
Hi, what?
That was rough.
Yeah, no, that was like hot dog vinegar mustard was what
I literally-
Pride was. That
I literally
year from-
scored
you
that.
guys were dumb enough to
So
think
like,
that
it
was
was
a mistake.
hot
It had to
dog
be the
water made
can,
into beer.
And then you try it
I
again.
wonder if anybody's ever made hot dog
Yeah.
water into beer.
Probably.
Martin House.
So I put probably I put
on
this
purpose.
in.
Martin House?
If anyone has, it's them.
I actually think they have.
Yeah, they have.
So I
903.
literally, when I scored this, John, put 0.25. Hope you didn't age this.
Does Martin House qualify as maybe one of the top 5 strangest beer breweries in the country?
Yes.
Yes.
And by 5, I mean I'm struggling to find 4
Yeah,
that
I don't know
are
what else would
stranger
be
than
about
that.
it, but
Maybe
only-
1 or 2. I'll give it a 1 or 2.
I've only had one beer from them, and it was strange.
We've had a lot.
we've had a lot, and they were all strange.
I'd
All
give
right.
away my pickle beer from there, but I'm not going to because
No.
No, actually,
I'll
I
use
had
that
2
shit.
because I had a pickle beer and one other beer from them.
they're my favorite pickle beer. Fields is my second, I think.
I like
Field
Field.
is
I like
amazing.
Fields.
But they're two different types of pickle.
Yeah, Field is more
Fields
like
is the refrigerator pickle.
fresh canned, like,
cucumbery pickle.
yeah.
Flat 12 had a really good pickle sour.
Gas City, when we saw him at Tipton, maybe Tyler, you and I is
Oh, that was a good one, too.
because it was like a peppery pickle. That
Yep,
one. But
that
then
was a good one, too.
Then John and I
Gas City's
saw him again
solid.
later, and I was like, "Dude, we gotta try this." And I think
Gas
they had a
City's
different
solid.
batch.
Yeah, Gas City's a solid brewery.
What do we got here?
This is,
Oh.
we opened a grail for you.
Before
So-
you do, sorry, just because I got a comment here.
or not.
EB Hunter's saying OG Zombie when Citra was Tangerine Dream and all the green sticky icky coming in hot. So I'm guessing that would be his
Yeah.
beer to choose for
That's
drinking.
fair. That's a good
And it's fair.
choice.
Oh, and he's finishing tuh on it. So
Hot Tua.
that poor girl, or that great for that girl.
No, she's making
making
money
money.
off
Yeah,
of it.
she was on Zach Bryan's stage. I saw.
Yeah.
like
So,
Good for her. She's smart too.
Barstool interviewed her recently. Like, my favorite is they asked her if she would hawk Tua on
Yeah, just-
what the guy that created Barstool. I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden.
Oh, Dave Portnoy.
Yeah, and she literally didn't know who Dave Portnoy was, and she's like,
Perfect.
"Who the fuck is that?"
she is getting so rich and famous just for
That's
spitting on
Mike
that
Portnoy's
thing.
brother.
Listen,
and
it helps when you're
Is this
hot.
his relic brewing?
Gibbons says that is the one, my fellow big PP. So one PP is recognizing the other right now.
Yep. All right, so this is Dark Sorceress.
Did they touch PBs?
Hey, this is Dark Sorceress from River
Our
North
peepees
Brewing.
They
Out
might,
of
they might
Denver,
touch
Col-
keychains when they get them.
Hey, dipshit, shut up. Dark Sorceress from River North Brewing out of Denver, Colorado. A
Sorceress.
spellbinding barrel-aged porter at 15.9%. This is the Vicennial
porter.
Series 5. So Vicennial Series Vintage 2022. Colorado single malt barrel.
And where is this from again?
Not telling you again.
Ah, yeah, I missed that one. I was busy bullshitting.
Vincento 5, Sorcerer's 22.
You know what this is
Yep.
from?
Every Monday of our lives for the last 3 years, 4 years.
Look at your hat.
Yeah,
Oh, I know what it's from. I just wanted to hear him say it so I could hit the button again.
I know. I just wasn't doing it again.
Okay, that smells like a little more fun.
A
It is.
15.9% porter.
Yeah. It has a little more like...
That's going to taste like 8.
Probably 10.
Fair enough.
John Gibbons gets his jabs and says, "Winner if I get my keychain."
I
Again.
know, buddy.
I have been trying.
He has.
Okay. This is buttery, like in a good way, like
Oh.
like rich, like
Decadent's the word you might want to use.
Okay, decadent, like a burial beer.
Oh my god.
So these guys would be in the same camp as burial, right?
This makes Burial look bad.
No, because burial does too many adjunct weird flavors and everything. This is like burial on crack.
That's the thing about River North is they don't do a ton of adjunct stuff. When they do adjunct, it's like a single fruit or a new barrel or
Pepper.
that was a weird
yeah.
one.
No, that was a great one.
Oh, it was amazing. But
So, I have a trip to Cali.
Legalese.
I'm thinking about breweries to hit on the way out.
If you can make this on
if
the
you're
way,
driving,
you definitely make
they're
this.
in Colorado.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Like River North. And
There's
And
two
Burns.
There's two breweries. There's two
I don't know what
breweries.
you're talking about.
Yeah, there's two breweries out in Colorado and Denver area there's a lot, but there's two in Denver that we would absolutely stick our reputation of any kind. If
Yeah.
anyone thinks anything positive of us, it's those two breweries. And it's Burns Family Artisan Ales and River North.
And River North.
Artisan.
Now there's a couple outside of Denver we love close to as much. One we just discovered. Coda Brewing is fantastic.
Oh, they were
Cool.
awesome.
And that's in the Golden, Colorado area. But yeah, we love us some Denver area.
Yeah.
If you just want good, crisp, clean beers, Danico Brewing, which is in
Oh,
Denver
yeah.
area, just outside of the airport.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
Great beer.
hell! It's a 2-year-old brewery.
But they've got a good pedigree.
No,
Yeah.
it's like a 1.5-year-old brewery because we were there a couple months after they opened, and then we were there a couple months after their first anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am planning on bookending this trip because I'm going to Russian River and to Lost Abbey and Lost.
Enjoy Russian River, buddy. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So it's just
That's a beer.
I'm doing a week of just the best breweries in the West, and I have been planning this. And the best part is I'm taking my puppy.
Russian
They're
River,
dog friendly.
Hey, Russian River has the best flight,
Please tell me I'm going to do like a picture of this and be like,
which is literally
River
everywhere
North
they
to
have
save
hotel.
the day.
River North did just save the day. I think I found my new favorite Colorado brewery.
This
You
is
did,
this
yes.
is my favorite brewery. Period.
Yeah, same.
Everything they do is good. We've had one beer that we didn't like from them,
And
we
we
were
really did like
very
it.
joyous for that. So
We
we
did.
could
It's the
say
first
we're
time I've ever
objective.
celebrated hating a beer.
Yeah. Everyone there is really awesome. They got 2 locations. They both cool hangout spots.
Their
Everyone we've
brewer's a
ever met
great
is
fucking
super
dude.
cool. So again, that atmosphere and that just being there, the event of it, as well as a quality product, like they're hitting on all eights, and they are making these beers that are 15% that drinks like a 9.
Yep.
All right, so Dickey,
delicious.
you've never had their beer.
If I've had a River North, I don't recollect it. Yeah.
So what? Describe this, because again, most people think porter, even barrel aged porter. They're not thinking a 15.9% beer.
That's the River North. I'm not. That's the
Russian River.
Russian River flight.
Yeah, I've had one flight bigger than that. But that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Dickey, like I was asking
think of a
you,
joke.
the only person in the room who's not drank much River North, explain this porter to people. Give us your take instead of us over talking. Give us what you think.
So, this is a big porter, and not all porters are stouts, and not all stouts are porters. But if you think about the history of this beer being made for people that worked hard, this is a beer that would be a celebration of work. I mean, it has a lot of flavor. It's robust. When I mention burial, is because I like the flavor, the freshness of their beers. Every one of their beers tastes like it was brewed yesterday when you open it up. It has that crisp, that flavor. This like it was just bottled for you.
I'll give you that.
Send that
Yeah.
to them.
I'll give you
This beer
that.
tastes like it was just bottled for you.
Yeah, and it's it has just the hints of the porter and the other flavors in it. The sweet, the bitter. It's balanced.
Nice barrel.
It's the barrel age on it. It's a cascade of flavor. There's a lot going on. It's a busy beer, but it's delicious.
While being a no adjunct beer.
Yeah, that's what's even crazier.
When you
about
can
it.
create flavor profiles that are described as busy
Cascading.
by a guy who drinks
And
a
it's a
shit ton
porter.
of beer, and it's a porter with no adjuncts, and you got cascade of flavor, busy. You got a lot of these big things that you think of like these adjunct heavy beers,
heavy stouts.
and instead you got a medium light body porter
15.9.
that was aged in a barrel.
Yeah, it's like this is a big
Fucking
boy
dumb.
porter. Yeah, like this is a big boy porter.
This is porter for adults. All right.
It's not your daddy's porter. And EB says, "Hey, big sexy River North." Like,
So-
yeah.
So you're saying that a lot of those, what makes I understand this, that a lot of those sweet flavors and stuff are from the barrels.
That's all barrel and malt.
And grain and malt.
Yeah, it's just beer and barrel. Like, they didn't adjunct it at all.
They just know how to craft good beer. I asked him last time we were out there, I looked at the head brewer, and my favorite thing in the world I've now found is fucking with this guy. Almost every year I'm out there, I ask him a question that's just
I
like,
believe his name's Matt as well, I think, right?
it just makes him, I think so, makes him look at us like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
wrong with you?
you get a confused dog looking at it a little bit,
Yeah,
like a
appreciate
45
that.
degree to the side.
And
Whatever
this
puts
time-
the special sauce in your
This
water.
time was straight up, all right, so, obviously I'm from the Midwest, yada, yada, yada.
And you're proud of it.
How the hell do you make and I even said it this way, a thin-bodied stout, because their stouts a lot of times are pretty thin. A thin-bodied stout with as much flavor and ABV as you do. And he looked at me, and again, I get the dog-like confused look of, well, that's a weird question to ask me. But then it's all, my favorite answer he's ever given this time. Well, we actually know how to make beer right. I don't have to add a bunch of sugar. And I was like, my man!
He's learning how to answer us.
Because after a few years of
After
getting
3 years of one-day interactions, he's learned how to
sit there one year, I looked at him and I go, God, can you make a bad beer? Because, like, I'm rooting for you to make a bad beer. I'm tired of all your good shit. And the look on his face was just, the fuck?
You're going to make him cry.
And so we take home a shit ton of beer, and one of them was shitty, and we celebrated it, and then we told him about celebrating it. Like, and again, we got the fuck?
But our other contact there was like, thank you.
But it's so,
He likes us, though.
hey, he makes a point of talking to us. But
Yeah, true,
we,
true.
we leave him alone. He comes to us. But it's so damn funny because my favorite thing every year is how can I fuck with this guy?
God, a bottle of really any River North is just my happy place. Like,
It really is. When we've had a rough show,
we're typing any of these
And we
down
need
and send
one
him
more
like, here's
beer.
all these great quotes we got tonight.
we pull out of River North.
We do.
It's-
We can't be wrong.
It's always the show saver. I mean, no matter which one we grab, we always know we can bank on
99.9%
it.
of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when you've had one beer out of, I could look, but I guarantee we've tried, counting when we've been at the brewery and on the show,
50?
I'd say 50 to 60 beers by then.
Yeah.
And we've
We're
had
at one.
one that was below a 3.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of which were, the bigger beers were all 4s or higher.
And just for a frame of reference, because I don't know if we told Dickey, their 22nd, or no, what was the 11 year? Was that the highest ABV setting in Colorado?
So their highest ABV beer they ever made was a stout. It was the 11th year. We just had it recently.
Okay, I thought it was 11. I can't
Their
remember.
11-year anniversary. And it was a 23.4% stout that probably drank like a 15%.
And you didn't have to spend $270 on it like a
Anchorage
Utopia.
beer.
Yeah.
Or a Utopia, yeah.
Yeah.
It was insane. So, big shout out to River North. Thank you for saving the fucking show. And time to score it. And even though Dickey, I think, led off last time, we're going to go ahead and have him do it again because
Yes.
he's never had River North. I want to know what your score is on this beer.
Am I going to embarrass myself by giving it a 4.5?
Hey, that's what your score is. That's what matters.
Yeah. There is
But yes. No.
really nothing wrong with this beer.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with this beer. I've just learned that
If you give me that perfection doesn't exist bullshit, I will slap you, though.
He's one of them.
say what?
If you give me that perfection doesn't exist bullshit answer, then I will slap you.
No,
but-
perfection does exist.
Okay.
But I leave that to the Enigma by New Glarus.
All right, I'm going to give it a 4.75. It's not a perfect 5, but it's as close as you're going to get.
475.
So it's a 4.75 average. Matt, what would you give this glorious beer?
Dude, everything that we just said about this, it's a cascade of flavor. There's so much going on. It's a goddamn porter. It's fucking 15%.
15.9.
Almost
Rounds up.
16%. Like, the booze army loves it. The porter hater in me has to, like, appreciate this. Like, the flavor bomb that it is. Everything. There's nothing I can say that this shouldn't be a 5, so therefore, It is.
Yeah, and just so you know, across the 127 people that have rated it on Untapped, it gets a 4.37.
That's a pretty damn good score on Untapped.
Yeah, that really is.
That's a pretty damn good score on Untapped. Fucking fantastic beer. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. Just missed perfect, but considering I think I've given like 7 of their beers perfects.
Yeah.
Fucking great. Now, the important part of the show, one of my favorite parts of the show, beer of the night. The one that not only is the best beer, because obviously we would all agree on the best beer.
That's easy. Mother of Dragons. Or whatever that was.
Father of Tsunamis.
Tomato potato.
Now, again, not only does it have to be the best, it doesn't have to be the best beer. It could be the one that's really fucking good that surprised you. Like maybe you weren't expecting good things. Now in Dickey's case, obviously one could have surprised him because he's never had it. But whatever you choose, Matt, kick us off. What is your top beer of the night?
Since the River North was a phone a friend, I'm not going to pick it because I was like,
Also
hey,
knew what it would be.
we need this. I'll give Tyler the wink and the nod. But I also kind of had high expectations of the Busch Light, so it kind of lived up to what I was hoping for. So I'm going to go for Deviates.
It's a solid choice today. Beer of the night, that's a solid choice.
I'll go with the Deviate as well. But mostly because a lot of beer gets into the complementary flavors. Hey, this might go well with this, and they're kind of different flavors, but they match well. These were the same flavors. And to me, that's almost more difficult to pull off because then you can overwhelm. I think they actually did a very good job.
I agree. Dickey?
So, you're expecting me to pick the
Busch
River
Latte?
North.
Yep.
Well, of course I'm expecting you to pick River North. You can pick whatever you want, but that's the one I would be shocked if you didn't.
So because you're expecting to pick that, I am going to tell you that this one blew me away.
All right. He gave it 3.75.
I know he did.
I was already expecting big things from the other one. That one, actually, I wasn't.
And that's fair.
Emu is his choice.
And Doug.
I'm going to go with the Ages.
Also good.
Yeah, that was probably my second.
That was fucking
I
phenomenal.
knew you would go that way. I thought at least one of you other ones would.
That was fucking phenomenal. Unbelievable. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us. We're not at any events this month, which is really fucking weird.
Do we have one more thing before we go? Just real quick?
Real quick.
If you want to be done.
I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead, bud.
So, everybody, how many people here were
Clap
at
your hands.
How many people here were at Three Floyds Day? Raise your hand if you were at Three Floyds Dark Lord Day. Okay. So, there's a brewery in central Indiana that has like a mini Dark Lord Day. I'm actually a good fan of the brewer, and I think they make great beer.
And the brewery is?
Cedar Creek, and their
Wow.
Darkest Achievement.
Did you just call Cedar Creek Central Indiana?
Yeah, they're kind of south
Fucking Bloomington!
of Martinsville.
Same fucking shit!
It's still central.
You want to know Central Indiana? Take Muncie and drive west for about 45 minutes, and now you're dead Central Indiana.
Okay, but anyway, I feel like the Darkest Achievement that they do in December is like has the potential to be a mini Dark Lord Day. Discuss.
I think it's a very fun beer. I've gotten very fucked up on it when I drink a 30-ounce mug at 20% Darkest Achievement.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's as good as what Three Floyds is doing, and then
Well, it's better than
Tyler will agree with that.
100% better than Dark Lord.
so they have the potential to be the other Dark Lord Day.
No, they don't brew at a big enough capacity to ever get that kind of attention.
It's a mini Dark Lord Day.
They don't, even in a mini, it's not, you can't have that style of beer get hyped twice in Indiana. Indiana people are douchebags when it comes to that
Shadowproof
kind
is
of
the
shit.
better one, and they couldn't get any traction with Shadowproof.
And I agree. And Shadowproof is better than both.
I think the fact that they do it in December
When people are spending all their money on Christmas presents, therefore not the beer.
Wow.
is the perfect time to actually promote a really fun beer that is as good, if not better, than Dark Lord.
Unless
And they
Santa-
also make a ton of variants like somebody else.
Unless Santa
You
dips
will get
his,
no argument from Tyler on this.
unless Santa dips
Tyler
it,
hates Dark Lord.
I do. Unless Santa dips his fucking nuts in that beer, personally in front of the camera, nobody's going to make another event in December.
If only we knew someone who dressed like Santa.
Brendan Fry, help me out on this. Your beer is amazing. You need to have the other Dark Lord Day. And your beer, I can't speak highly enough about it. And that's why when I have the one opportunity to be on this show, I want to talk about Cedar Creek. Because,
Oh, I enjoy that beer.
Yeah.
I drink that beer.
Yeah, I think that they should have a big holiday. And they do, on a small level. And it's fun. But I think of it as the other Dark Lord Day for me as an Indiana beer writer.
And I've been down to Cedar Creek. I think it's a wonderful facility. When you combine the brewery, the winery, the distillery, they've got all three.
And a
they've got
restaurant
they've got the restaurant, they've got the outdoor amphitheater. It's a wonderful facility. I love the old timey cabin and stuff like that. I think it's a great place to go.
So EB's got some input on that. He says, first of all, y'all not gonna be at Brewfest? Apparently not.
What?
Oh, the Microbrewers Fest is...
Oh, fuck no.
And then he does say Darkest Achievement is spectacular, but he
were
hasn't had to
invited, I guess.
tackle a drunk
Sorta.
fuck at Cedar Creek to prevent a bomb tossing. So I guess we're not at that level yet. And he says, I agree, we need to make the event more spectacular.
I mean, I'm down for it.
I've always thought that they have the potential to be that other big beer release in
But not so
Indiana.
big. You said mini.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I know.
The mini big.
Yeah, but I'm saying they could get. They're almost there.
So close to almost mini.
Yeah.
In central Indiana, Bloomington area.
Yeah. Fuck you.
South Central.
East St. Louis.
Philadelphia?
No,
And
they're
West
making
Philadelphia.
they're making
Born and
arguably
raised.
one of the best Russian Imperial Stouts in Indiana.
Well, they're one of like 6 people making Russian Imperial Stouts in
I
Indiana.
said one of the best.
I just didn't want you to dump the glass.
No, it's fine.
It was half on, half off. I had your
And
back.
their
on.
variants are also very amazing.
I agree. They are very, very good and very amazing.
Wunderbar.
All right, guys. I hate to end it. Great conversation. I am enjoying this because anytime I get to make fun of Dark Lord,
But at
it's
least
just
two
a
of us
win.
have to pee really bad.
Exactly. So,
John, I know you got to pee. You got to
Guys,
I
we'll
won
see-
already.
hey, we'll see you back in 2 weeks.
Wait, are we come? I thought this was a fill-in week. So are we skipping the next week? Or we come back next week?
I think we're back next week.
We're back next week then. Fuck, I don't know.
I don't know. You're the schedule.
No,
guy.
you're
the
right.
Schedule?
Yes.
No, you're
Back
right.
next week, because in the last week, we have our guest. too.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's next week. All right, so
Why
we're back
keep me
next week.
around?
I'm TBG_Ops guy.
Mudhog, B&Q.
Our guest today.
Martin Dickey,
Make sure you follow him on
so much beer, so little time.
and behind the camera, the one,
Nice job.
the only.
I'll scream Matt.
Later.